the Football Association Premier League with yours truly, Trevor Thorne of Commentator Sports Incorporated. Yes, a football analyst and a lead commentator, as well as a former Barbados striker, and the maestro himself, Mr. Keith Griffith, BSS, Barbados Service Star. But just about a minute on the clock, Keith, as we welcome you back, and you get nicely positioned in your commentary position. More of the same from the Wales, but of course, Youth Milan coming up with fresh vigour and looking to reduce this 2-0 deficit just after half-time.
Well, thank you, Trevor. I know you like to big me up and hail me up as a striker, but eventually after playing right wing in my earliest life for Barbados, then I went to sweeper, which I enjoyed very, very much. The ball is with Atkinson at the moment. Special good night to all of the guys in the chat in America and in England and in Canada. Lots of former nationals, as you would know. And at the moment, Atkinson plays the ball down the left. Here we go with Skinner. Can he razzle-dazzle his way through? Comes back, plays it across the area. Chance for Youth Milan. Drake's looking to turn. Shot will come, and I believe crowded out by Wales in the end. Eastman with a roller coaster ball coming straight into his arms, and he lashes the ball wide. Off air travel, we were having a big discussion because we were looking at the Wales bench. Jeffrey Williams on the bench, Revere Williams on the bench, Arantes Lawrence on the bench, and who else on the bench? Snag?
Anton Graves.
Anton Graves.
No Snag this evening. Probably
no Snag this evening, but the two Williams are back, Revere Williams and Jeffrey Williams. Surely, Wales fans must be feeling happy to see all the players are back. The ball is with Holligan. Holligan plays it all the way back. Not a good ball in the end. And here we go with Youth Milan. Skinner. Not good football from Youth Milan at the beginning of the second half. Holligan holds it up, rolls it forward. Here goes Shaquille Boyce. This is where he is good. He will shoot just wide.
Yeah, good stuff from the Wales there. Keep coming out of their defence and presenting that chance to Boyce, but he just swung his foot at it. There was no real conviction in getting it on target, and he's going to need to show a whole lot more confidence. He's got one for the evening. Perhaps use that confidence that he has, the one, to persuade himself that the second goal will be easy as well, and mind over matter. The score could have easily have been Wales 3, Youth Milan 2, but at this present point in time, the 2-0 margin still remains as Boyce puts that one over the crossbar, nowhere near to goalkeeper Shaquille Frank's bar, so he breathes easy on 48.5 minutes, and Milan with a free kick just past the half line as well. In fact, Wales with a free kick just past the half line.
Well, the combination of Graham and Marquez has stood extremely strong in the center of the Wales midfield defensively, allowing Holligan and Hayward to get forward a lot more. Here we go with Wales. Can they get it across the area? Goal number 4. Sorry, goal number 3 in the making. How did I get ahead of myself with 4? Ball played back across the area. Atkinson goes all the way back. Youth Milan putting themselves under a lot of pressure. But in the end, they get the ball away. But that is a weakness they would have to work on assiduously if they intend to be strong defensively, Trev, because Griffith then trying to play a short ball found themselves under pressure. And the Wales are going to throw in with Morris on the right side. Morris playing right back tonight in the number 2 shirt. Long, sweeping throw inside the area. Head away by Youth Milan. Good clearance by Skinner with his left foot. Only to be won back by Hayward. Hayward plays it down the left, finds Applewhite. Applewhite, not a good ball, but he still finds Hayward very quickly onto it. He turns supremely well. He's being brought down. Last Sunday night, you beckoned for Applewhite to get forward, Trevor, a lot. And then in the closing minutes, he did, and Wales got the winning goal tonight. He have taken your advice because he's going forward very comfortably in the left wing back position.
Yeah, well, the Wales, as you said, are accustomed to playing a 11-man game where the wing backs totally dominate the wide positions, allowing the midfielders to push on into more attacking spots and occupy the back 4 almost instantly, allowing for the likes of Boyce and Hayward to run free. So therefore, if Applewhite can continue to understand the way the Wales want his role to be executed, all 15 years old and all, Keith. He's a very young lad, but he's going to need to learn very quickly if he's going to want to maintain his left-back spot in this very attacking Wales lineup here after 50 minutes.
Well, Wales, from in time immemorial, always had good wing-backs. Carlos Chuckberry Griffith, one of the very first wing-backs to ever overlap in Barbados, played with positivity. Also, they had the likes of Clarence Allen and Mike Edmay, Wayne Lewis, Victor Puckett Goddard, Mauser Clark, who played supremely well. He was playing one wing-back, Chuckberry Griffith the other wing-back. So Wales have always had lots of outstanding defenders and wing-backs. At the moment, the ball is down the left with he's showing a lot of pace, good ball across the area, good cover challenge in the end. Holligan has the ball, shoots. Shot coming in there from Kemar Headley. He wins it back, but again, we are seeing a lot more tonight from Shaquille Boyce, Trevor.
Yeah, he seems to know, understood what Thomas Jordan would want from him, the Wales coach, and he's ready, willing, and able to join the party. Wales are leading by the 2-goal margin, and as you said before, you would want all players to come on board and support Jordan. Brand new coach for the 2018-2019 season, having seen David Ward move away from the Wales setup and join Notre Dame instead. He would really want the players to buy into his philosophy and allow the ball to take over a lot faster, as we see Maloney coming over from the UWA Blackbirds and controlling this defense here. They look a lot more solid against Youth Milan than they've done for quite some time, at least 4 or 5 games when they went on that losing streak, Keith. And since then, they've now stepped up the ante a bit and are now looking a lot more assured as a defending champion.
Well, definitely so. One of the significant points for Youth Milan, though, is that they will need to get a little stronger defensively, especially in the center of the defense, because unless they get an anchor player, notice I said anchor, not a defensive midfield player, who can help balance the back four, they're going to struggle for the rest of the season. That is a key position, and I've not seen anyone stamp the authority so far on that position, Trev, where they can come and, just sit right there. I can see that Chase is playing in the middle there with Jilks, but don't you think that they have to look for an anchor midfield player?
Well, Shane Clark is supposed to be that player taking up that position, Keith. But as you said, he's normally a very steady winner of the ball and then a distributor as well. But he's been found dwelling on the ball much too long, meaning he may dribble a player, take him out of the play, and he still goes back and tries to dribble that player a second time. It slows the progress of the Youth Milan team down by leaps and bounds. And therefore, that's the reason why they're not able to get into the attacking third, allowing the opposition to get back in numbers, and then the chances, the dangers averted. So if you can release the ball, win it, and release it a lot faster, then perhaps Youth Milan will be in for a shout this evening.
And when you're playing in that position, you don't really need to dribble a lot. You need to control and pass. You remember a good player who played with you and around you, Mike King, who played for Everton and Notre Dame, one of the best anchor midfield players Barbados have produced. We've also people like Colin Heavyfoot Hayward and Elvis De Freitas. They played out those roles masterfully because those are key positions in the team. Let us use a little more higher international context. For Ronaldinho from Brazil, he is a key player in that role, playing for City. And unless you have a player of that magnitude who knows how to balance the defense with the attack, then you're going to struggle. Ball played back to Franks. What would he do? Franks clears the danger. Wales 2. Youth Milan 0. Ball runs into touch. They're lacking fluency at the moment, Youth Milan, Trev. No criticism. They need to keep the ball a little longer, but to keep it in Wales half. Here goes Sullivan. He's left his man for dead. Ball played across the area. Shaquille Boyce was there. He appeals for a penalty, but another good move from Holligan. But Boyce just could not get the finishing touches on it, Trevor. That should have been 3-0.
Yeah, the 27-year-old Ramon Best coming across and snap it at his heels there, Keith. Put him right off the finish, and the score remains Weymouth Wales 2, Youth Milan 0. So good stuff from Ramon Best. Shaquille Boyce being kept at that, just that lone goal that he scored on 26 minutes to make it 2-0 to the Wales. Just before that time, the Romario Harewood finish on 20 made it 1-0. But since then, Best has stepped up his game, and he has with him much older player in Jason Jilts, but the two of them combining to thwart this Wales attack.
Well, I predict that before the season is finished, that Shaquille Boyce is going to score a hat-trick because he's in and around the box all the time. And as a former striker yourself, you know that you only need those chances. And once you put away one or two, then the confidence level comes back, and it becomes quite easy to score. And he's getting there. He just can't get that final touch on the ball.
Yeah, he's going to need to show a little bit more smartness in the box. He needs to lose his marker, because we are seeing that Best is kind of like holding on to his shirt tail rather closely, keeping it really tight here. Here's Morris down the right-hand side, O'Keefe.
Well, Youth Milan with no defense at all and good defensive cover again. How can Wales penetrate down the side where Atkinson is? There's Atkinson now walking calmly back, badly out of position. And surely Norman Ford has to address that and quickly, because that is one of the weaknesses. Atkinson has nice touches on the ball, but defensively he has been struggling in this game. And he must understand that his first role as a wing back is defense.
Hence, if he has so much skill, Keith, I keep saying that he should be possibly in midfield as well. He's known for scoring goals as well in other tournaments I've seen him play. So the fact that he's playing at wing back and being exposed this way, me knowing that he does have the tendency to want to be going forward all the time, and you really can't have that mentality as a wing back. So maybe he's a man in the wrong place, and he's actually showing it here. Just there's no way he's gonna be buttonholed or placed in a position where he needs to play there all the time. So you can see he's out of position again, unable to clear on this occasion. He's much more of an attacking player, Keith. So if I wouldn't go against his own philosophy and try to turn him into a wing back, I'd let him play his natural game in the middle of the midfield and find someone else to play very defensive at wing back.
Yes, and with the squad that Youth Milan has, I believe they must play with fullbacks more so than wing backs. Wing backs in the modern game, a lot of overlapping and covering. But the fullback section of it, Youth Milan will need to do that and do it quickly if they're going to make an impact and stay in the Premiership, because defensively they need not to give up so many goals. The ball is with Drakes, plays it down the left and tries to find Skinner. Miller is there first, ball back with Harewood. Back down this right side again, Atkinson has to chase. Here's Holligan. Holligan will want to leave him for dead, one-on-one. There he's on the floor once again. He's really having a tough night, and they will have to make some quick adjustment. Holligan weaving, turning, falling, getting back up and going through again. But in the end, it is Youth Milan coming in here. That's a bad foul. That's a yellow card, I'm sure. There's no sense complaining, Mr. Marquez. He went over the top there, Trevor. In Bajan parlance, they will call that a malicious foul.
Yeah, Marquez into the referee's notebook on, that's 60 minutes then. Second yellow card of the evening. The first yellow coming on 37 minutes to his teammate and partner in crime and profit. Two of those playing the defensive roles for Wales. Rico Graham, yellow card on 37, and now Marquez on 60. The two defensive midfielders, Keith, in the referee's notebook. 2/3 of the game gone as well.
Well, let me hail up all of my good friends in Trinidad. Chanel and her mom, Galindo, Debbie and mom, and brothers. I know you're all listening. You're locked on to Trident 10 and enjoying the game again tonight. Thanks for being good supporters of Trident 10 and football in Barbados. At the moment, though, the ball is down the left with Atkinson. This is what he's good at, a good pass, plays it in field. Trevor, you will have to speak to Ford and encourage him that the youngster can probably be a better midfield player. Ball played inside by Atwill. This is still Youth Milan. They're wearing good colors, actually, and again, they've been dispossessed. Ball played into touch. One of Wales players laying on the ground, it looked like Shaquille Boyce. He came off last weekend, and maybe he would want to get up as quickly as possible. Maybe also now we'll give him a chance to get some fiber cassava from Purity, also some whole wheat sandwiches and whole wheat salt bread. Trev, Wales 2, Youth Milan 0.
Yes, remember there is you can seek advice from Commentator Sports Incorporated. Yes, that's CSI. We can give you some information, offer you some advice as to players playing in unorthodox positions that could possibly be used in other spots and assist the team in getting better results. One of those men is Atkinson, and I guess we'll have to contact Norman Ford of Youth Milan, have a word with him, and perhaps offer some advice to that Milan team. They're leaking goals badly in the...
How many goals have they conceded?
Yeah, in zone number 2. They're leaking the most amount of goals against for a team. Boyce will partake in this game. No more Keith. The signal has been sent out to the bench that he has a problem somewhere down in the lower hamstring area, heading towards that knee, back of the knee. And he's walking very gingerly here, the number 7. And I believe Wales will look to warm someone for him. So
maybe Williams.
Yeah, the stats will show then that if you're leaking very badly at the back, there must be a reason for it. And we can tell you exactly why. And allow for your team to play a lot better. That doesn't only apply to the Youth Milan squad. There's also Ellerton leaking very badly with goals against 16 at this point. The Milan team leaked 17. So that's the most goals against a team in zone number 2. So you guys should definitely be speaking to CSI to better your stats. And of course, in zone number 1, goals against, they've been blazing goals in zone number 1. So lots of teams there. The likes of UWI, the same Wales, Pori Spring, Soccer Academy, Youth Milan, Britain's Hill. I'm already having words with some of these teams already. The others need to come on board and have a chat with CSI. 63 minutes on the clock. And Wales in possession.
Allerton, despite their leaking goals, they're winning matches. So, you know, they balance the books. But the one thing that the teams in Barbados has to understand, goals win matches, solid defense win titles. If you don't have a good defense, you're never going to win a title. At the moment, the ball is with Morris. Morris plays it. In fact, that's Maloney. Plays it into the legs of Atkinson. Good tackling by Atkinson. Deep inside the Wales half. As we go inside the 63rd minute, Wales leading by 2-0. Ball runs into touch. And Trev, all of those fans who have sent their messages and letters to Harry Egan, my brother, he's doing very well. Recovering in Jesus' name. Thanks very, very much. He is beginning to show excellent progress. I know you went to the QEH when he was there, but now he's at home and working hard along with his son and his sisters, my sisters, to be back on his feet again. He's a big Liverpool supporter, and he'll be looking to cheer on Liverpool tomorrow.
That's excellent news. As we take a peek across to the substitutes bench, and you see Antoine Graves wearing number 14, the former Clayton Scholartonic Notre Dame attacking midfielder, will look to make his way onto the field of play. I believe he will come on for the injured player, Keith, as Boyce hobbled off. So just about 65 on the clock, looking to see that it will be the attacking midfielder in Antoine Graves to make his way onto the field of play as soon as the next ball is out of play. It's just about now.
You have 2 balls on the field of play.
Yeah, so there's Graves wearing 14 coming in for injured Shaquille Boyce on 65 minutes.
Well, maybe Shaquille Boyce may need to take a rest because you remember around the same stage last weekend, you know, he hobbled off the field the same way. Sometimes you need to just take a little break for a couple of matches. Wales are doing good, so now he can look to get fit again because with Williams, Jeffrey and Revere Williams back in the squad, he may have to work very hard if he don't come back fit. At the moment, though, they are leading 2-0 Wales, and it seems that Youth Milan cannot find a way through. They have not taken a shot, Trevor, in the second half, period. And something has to happen quickly if they're going to make an impact and at least pull back a goal in the second half.
Yes, really looking at that victory hovering over the Wales camp, and of course it's also hovering as a defeat over the Youth Milan camp as well. They need to do a whole lot more in this one to get into the faces of the Wales defence, and as you said, test Omari Eastman. Hasn't been tested all evening long, and it's almost a point of saying you're not sure where the goal will come from, because the possession suggests that every now and then they can make a break, but they're not really making use of the ball in the middle of the midfield, and for instance, spreading it wide and attacking Wales from the wide positions where they could be most vulnerable, as their wing backs like to come up the field quite a bit, but they're not really producing the goods in the middle of the midfield, and therefore Wales are just breezing into this what we consider to be a 2-0. As a 2-0 lead at this point, could easily be a 2-0 victory if the score remains the same.
Well, a corner coming in from Kemar Headley. Maloney trying to wrap his legs around it, and in the end, the ball just going wide of the left up right. Franks have lived a charmed life in the second half. He have no work to do. Wales have gone close, but they just can't find the cutting edge to kill off the game. And Youth Milan with Atkinson plays it in field and finds Atwell. Atwell returns, holds it up, will go all the way back to Jilts. Jilts will play the ball across the area to Bess. Bess rolls it forward, good-looking ball Atwell, up and down the midfield very courageously. Clark and looking for the ball inside. They run into traffic problems, Youth Milan. They play it for leading ball, chance for Drake. If he can strike, he's been brought down. No, he has not. He has gone down on his own. The first time they seem capable of looking to test Eastman, they couldn't. And Wales with possession again. Ball played down the left-hand side of midfield with Holligan. Holligan with the pretty boots, costing a lot of money. Leading ball down the left. This is Applewhite. Can he get it inside? Good cross inside. Should be Frank's own. Frank seemed to have misjudged that momentarily. But again, Trevor Applewhite taking the instructions from last week. He got down the left, put it inside the box, but in the end, he could not find a Wales man on the end of it. Norman Ford looking to make a very important substitution in a minute. 67 minutes gone. Wales 2, Youth Milan 0.
Heading to 68 minutes. Wales continue to boss this game into the middle of the midfield with Rico Graham, who has space and time, Keith, to check and check back again. That just goes to show you sometimes 3 to 5 seconds to make up his mind as to exactly what to do. Normally, you don't have that kind of time if you're playing against a team that's really pressing you. Here's Atkinson down his left-hand side. We'll look to produce the magic here, Keith, because we know he's really a false wing back, basically. He loves to play in the middle of the midfield and pull the strings. But I guess he's been asked to do a job by this Norman Ford-led team. Skinner with some good moves there as well, Keith, but being robbed of it this time by Rico Graham, and Wales with possession down their left this time.
Graham has had a very good game in the center of the midfield along with Marquez. Sometimes these players don't get recognition they deserve, but he has been there, and he has been the one, along with Marquez, who have made sure that the back four is well protected. Here we go, good-looking ball to Hayward down the right-hand side for Wales. Ball played across the area. Good cover challenge, shot comes in. Goal in the making, just wide. Tantalizingly close again. Wales keep knocking. Fortunately, they're 2 already. Wales leading by 2-0. If you're now joining us. And as we continue across the world to expose the players here, all the players need to do, Trev, is to perform to a very high level on Sunday nights and Saturday nights. And I'm certain that scouts will come to Barbados, look for a couple of players so that Barbados football can rise and rise and rise, and hopefully get back a FIFA ranking in the 90s as they did, say, around 2007, 2008. Surely, Barbados are quite capable of being a team ranked in the 90s. At the moment, we are a long way off the pace, 162 I think it is. You will check and see that for me. But surely, this is their big opportunity to get some contracts overseas. The BFA must be congratulated for putting these developmental programs in place, and Trident 10 must be given kudos for doing a fantastic job. And Trevor, don't worry about the maestro. My time is here to serve and continue to serve in Jesus' name. But persons like yourself, Nicholas Maitland, young Paris, I think he's gone overseas for a couple of days, and your youngster who you're training so carefully, what is his name?
It's Marty Leacock.
Persons with quality and class could only take Barbados so far. It is now up to the players to make it right. Extremely special good night to one of the players who I always admire. We spoke during the week on WhatsApp. I told him I'll give him a special hail up. You will know him very well. The maestro in midfield, Adrian Hall.
As we used to call him in the senior men's national team. And those glory days of the Shell Cup and the Caribbean Cup and so on. Maestro indeed. 71 and a half on the clock. Wales with the 2-0 lead over Youth Milan. Youth Milan with a free kick, Keith. They've battled 2-0, as they say. And 25 yards out on the right. Let's see what they can do with this one with 72 minutes on the clock.
Well, maybe they have to be on Charlene Wilson, number 14, who has been warming up in front of us for quite some time. I believe that he has pace and skill, and he's a powerful-looking player. Maybe he could be the answer when they make the substitution. But we wait for the free kick. Wales 2, Youth Milan 0. Youth Milan with a free kick. 20 yards outside the Wales penalty area. Ball comes in, danger here. That is easy pickings there. This is one of the easiest nights Eastman will probably get in his entire life. But here he goes down the right side with Headley. He's gone on a strong run. Is that Headley?
No, it's Graves.
It looks like Graves. He loves to run with the ball at his feet. But good cover challenge in the end. Where was Atkinson? Nowhere to be seen. He's now juggling back.
He's pushed up the field.
Surely he's going to be substituted?
I think what's happening is with Atkinson there, they're almost forced to go with a 3-5-2. Keep with Atkinson pushing up on the left-hand side. Whether or not that's the instructions of Norman Ford, we wait to see. But, of course, he just loves to get up the field. So, as I said before, for me, I'd play him in that role where he can be a playmaker and leave that defending to some other robust left-footed player to put those tackles in and stop the likes of Hayden Holligan from making headway down the Wales right, which is the Youth Milan's left-hand side of the field.
Yeah, because wing-backs in the modern game not only can get forward, but they need to defend. And surely, if one can combine that with attack and defense, then surely the defense will be a lot stronger. At the moment, though, Youth Milan going forward, looking to conjure up some magic. Can't, because Wales are strong and composed at the back. Trevor has to move momentarily. The ball played back by Hayward. But he runs it over the line and it runs into touch. Morris can control that one at all. And now Youth Milan with a chance to turn with Griffith. Griffith plays it down the left, finds Skinner. Skinner waits, rolls it again. Wasted ball, hang on much too long. Hayward comes all the way back. Gives the ball back into defense to Miller. Miller will probably give it to Hayward, who has gone to pick it up and start to pull the strings. Hayward down the left side. This is Wales with Applewhite. Applewhite holds, curls it down the left side, looking to find Kemar Headley. Headley comes inside of his man. He's left him for dead. This could be goal number 3. Good defensive work from Youth Milan. And in the end, the danger averted. Kemar Headley was looking to roll it past his man, squeeze inside and get a shot in the 75th minute. The referee, though, saw an infringement, and Youth Milan are beginning to convert themselves into trouble. Here we go now with Graves. He overruns it, cuts it across the area. No one is there. The game has gone a little bit raggedy, though, on Wales. Too much individual play at the moment, and they will need to play with a little bit more cohesion and understanding if they're going to get goal number 3. Youth Milan about to bring Wilson on. He's been warming up for exactly 30 minutes, and we wait to see who he would replace. A big, strong, strapping guy may come on for Drake's up in front, or may come on for Grant. Here we go with Wales again. The flag has gone up. Wales offside now for the 3rd time in a row. Wales 2. Youth Milan 0. And don't forget, it's not the end of the night. One more match to be played when the BDF Sports program comes up against Notre Dame in the final game of the evening. Ball played down the right side, held up in the midfield. They go all the way back with the ball. This is Jilks. Jilks gets it back. He will go square to best. No, he plays it right side. This is King. King the right back with the locks flopping. Plums in field. Finds Skinner. Too tight, and in the end, Clark has been dispossessed. At times, Youth Milan seem to be committing suicide. They want to play too much ticky-tack in the wrong areas of the field. And when Wales put the pressure on them, then they become crowded out and make it quite difficult. The ball is down the right side. Holligan now, in fact, that's it with leading ball. Ball played into touch. As we wait the substitution, we pause for a good cause. We're back with the running game. The ball is with Atkinson, plays it down the left and through the middle. Held up in the middle by Wilson, who has just come on. Wilson plays it back. The ball is with Jilts. Jilts finds Bess. This is Bess going forward, leading ball down the right. A lot better from Youth Milan if they can keep it square, lungs down the right side. They run into traffic problems once again. King plays it forward. Can they switch the ball from right to left? No, they can't. They go down that side, and Wales are a massive number of players in defense. I don't think they can break Wales down that side. Ball runs into touch. Will be a corner kick. So far, I would say that Wales very, very comfortable. They have played extremely well, having scored the second goal. And one of the reasons that they've done so well is because they have compacted their midfield and making it difficult for Youth Milan to even get in a shot. We wait. Eastman is there quite easily. No danger whatsoever. I nearly call on Trevor, who has gone quickly to return. Shot comes in, just going wide, but Rico Graham has been the outstanding player in my opinion. He has worked very hard and tirelessly in the midfield, which has enabled Wales to build a platform and to attack from. So Rico Graham, in my opinion, has been the player who has given Wales that impetus to go forward whenever they want to, with good defensive cover challenge and good play. Here we go with King for Youth Milan. They're still to take a shot. We wait to see what Wales will do with Marquez, leading ball, looking for Graves. Chance for Graves here, but in the end, good cover challenge, inadvertently so too. Best getting back to clean up the danger. Skinner, a player has gone down, and in sportsmanlike fashion, Wales have played the ball into touch. It gives me a chance to catch my breath. Wales leading by 2-0 on the night. Youth Milan with a mountain to climb and only 14 minutes left. You're not missing any commentary at the moment. You just have to be patient. Youth Milan still trailing by 2 goals. Wales, on the other hand, having scored early through Hayward, and then again through boys who have been substituted injury, are cruising to the second consecutive win. And I'm certain with this victory, they will go on top of their group, Group 1, because UWI Blackbirds, who were leading coming into this game on 15 points, were defeated earlier. Marquez plays the ball all the way back. This is Wales leading 2-0 again. What will happen? We're not sure. Leading ball down the right side from Maloney. Wales looking to get Headley onto it. Headley comes in. Headley goes around his man. Goal number 3. That was so simple. Careless, poor defense from Youth Milan. Headley walks around the keeper, and with the outside of his right foot, he rolled the ball into the back of the nets to make it Wales 3, Youth Milan 0. Trevor back in his position. That was so easy. Kemar Headley scoring in the 80th minute. Wales 3, Youth Milan 0.
So Headley to the rescue after 80 minutes. That's a good showing from the young lad that played his trade in Antigua not too long ago. There's Rico Graham making way for Rashida Jeffrey Williams on 81.5 though, Keith. So Holligan now will take a seat as well. And of course it looks like Arantes Lawrence. Yes, it is Arantes Lawrence for Hayden Holligan, also on 81.5 minutes.
Well, when you have substitutes of that magnitude to come on, Lawrence, Williams, guys who can score goals out of nothing, you know that Wales are back in top form and in the ascendancy. Youth Milan will need to readjust, go back to the screen, not the drawing board, when they get to St. Lucie and work on some defensive play, because they have the natural ability to create openings and get shots in, although they have not done so tonight. Skinner trots over for the corner, and Frank must recognize too that he has to speak a little more at the back as the keeper try to control the defense a lot better, Trevor, because it was too easy moments ago.
Yeah, it's too easy for the defending champions to make their mark. There's about 7 minutes left in this one, Keith, plus time added on for stoppages. Wales looking to increase that lead from 3 to perhaps 4. Brought on 2 men that are known for scoring goals. Rashida Jeffrey Williams, more of an 18 to 20 yard pot shot man. And of course, Arantes Lawrence will do all of his damage in and around the 18-yard box as well. There's Graves, who goes over in a heat. That's the other substitution as well. Graves coming in on 65 for the striker Shaquille Boyce. And of course, Wales putting their foot on the gas at this point in time. 3-0 to Weymouth Wales over Youth Milan.
3-0 to Wales on the night. They've won a free kick on the left attacking side of midfield, 10 yards outside of the Youth Milan penalty area. It's going to be a long trip back to St. Lucie. The Lions last night roared, and I don't even think that they drove back. I believe that they sprinted back to St. Andrew with their 5th win of the season, and looking very positive and good. They've now gone to 16. Youth Milan struggling on the other hand. Here we do the free kick. That ball just tipping, swerving and going, riveting on the top of the nets momentarily. It seemed to be goal number 4. A good free kick, Trevor, but he did not get the ball to come down as much as he wanted it to.
Yeah, definitely. So on target, as you said, just maybe a foot or so below that area where the curl of the ball was supposed to take place, but it didn't take place in the end and went over the crossbar harmlessly. And Wales with that 3-0 lead over Youth Milan on 85 minutes.
5 minutes remaining, plus time added on for stoppages. Youth Milan will be hoping that the whistle will soon go. Wales comfortably in the lead. And based on my knowledge of the standings, Trevor, I am almost certain that with this win, Wales will go back on top of Group 1 with, by my calculation, 17 points.
Yeah, they'll go to 17 because the UWA Blackbirds had that stall this evening where they were beaten by Paradise 2-0, and therefore remain on 15. As you said, Wales with 3 on to their current score of 14 will move to 17 points for the season from their 11 games and overtake the UWA Blackbirds by just about that 2 points, that 2-point margin. They'll go to 17. UWA Blackbirds stuck on 15 points, having played their 11 matches, won 4, drawn 3, and lost now 4 matches for the season.
Well, we roll inside the last 4 minutes of normal time. Here we go. This can be goal number 4. This is so easy. No, he hits it straight at the keeper. Kemar Headley with the armband, Trevor. All he had to do is go around the keeper. He struck it early, and Franks brought off an intelligent save with his body, and Youth Milan have survived that dangerous moment. Wales still 3, Youth Milan 0. But I don't see any centre defenders in the Youth Milan team at the moment, the way Headley has gone through there on 2 occasions inside the last 10 minutes, Trev.
Yeah, so easy for Headley there. Guilty of missing a gilt-edged chance on 85. There's Hayward with the right foot screamer. This one going past the near post of Shaquille Frank. Inches away there, Keith. And that's the danger of the man. He's strikes the ball with real venom from 18, 20, 25 yards out. Morris getting involved here. Leading ball into Graves, who's one-on-one with the keeper. Taps it to his legs, and Frank closes his legs in the process and averts the danger on 86.5 minutes. Wales 3, Youth Milan 0.
Well, 2 good saves from Frank. Good pass from Atkinson again. He came inside and did very well. Wales failing to capitalize on these easy chances. Surely should have been 5-0. 2 gilt-edged chances. Eastman just having a cool stroll in the park on the turf tonight. Nothing to save. And Youth Milan would want to forget this performance as quickly as possible. Skinner rolls it across his legs, plays it down the left. Here we come with Atkinson. You see where Atkinson is. This is where he loves to be. He holds it up, rolls it on his feet, plays it short. This is Youth Milan. We are in the dance stages with Wilson. Wilson all the way back to Jilts. Jilts gets it to Clark. Clark switches it down the left side. Youth Milan with good ticky-tack football. Can they get a shot in to Tess Eastman? That's a good-looking one. Just over the top. This is where Atkinson wants to play. What did he do there, Trevor? He showed his hands that he was happy that he can go into an attacking position.
Yeah, definitely, Sto. You really don't want to go against the philosophy of that type of player. Much too much skill to be at a defensive right back. And left back, and certainly taking much too long to get up the field. Only when the team is actually starting its progress up the field, too far into that defensive spot, and you'll need a bit more adventure. Played it off. This is Hayward. Oh, that one too, saved by Frank Keefe. That is excellent stuff from goalkeeper Frank. So I'm not sure who you had for man of the match, but I'm sure of it. There's been 4 or even 5
and 6
gilt-edged chances that could have been scored, but for good goalkeeping from Shaquille Frank.
But the only difference is that he's 3-0 down already, and that would just disqualify him. The player that I selected when you were not here.
Did you go to Graham?
Graham, yes.
Yeah.
I thought that Graham had done a fantastic job for Wales, which gave them the impetus to attack as they has in this game. He won ball after ball. It was between him and Marquez, but I thought that when he got the ball, he used the ball a lot better than Marquez. And Graham was the player that I selected.
Well, I did the same thing without even conversing with you, Keith. So great minds thinking alike.
You'll make a good coach also, Trev.
Because Mike asked me, the immediate officer asked me downstairs as I was making my movements across there. And he says, I'm not going to let you converse with anyone else. Give me your vote. And I immediately said Rico Graham. So the fact that we hadn't even spoken about it suggests that we're either great minds thinking alike or fools never differ, and I go for the former.
Fools. I believe that our combination, commentating, like I told you, is excellent, and obviously we don't use any bias. And even though I've played for Wales most of my life along with Beverly Hills, when I'm commentating, I'm not a Wales man commentating.
Correct.
I'm a Wales supporter outside of that. Youth Milan has come here tonight. They've tried. They've worked hard. They're just lacking 1 or 2 quality players defensively. And once Norman Ford can get that corrected, I believe that in the end, they will do extremely well.
Here, the Wales team now up to their full complement of nationals and ex-national players as well, those playing overseas and those based right here as well. 3 additional minutes of time will be added on for stoppages. And the Wales will look to run out winners here this evening, and I'm sure their management will be quite proud of the performance, having started this season with that a very doubtful draw against the Barbados Soccer Academy on that first night out. 0-0 was the score. They went on to beat Pori Spring by 7-0, and that drove Fair into all opposition. The third match was a bit of a dull 1-1 draw against the UWA Blackbirds. That halted them just a bit, but then they put their foot on the gas with 2 victories against Britain's Hill, and of course the victory against that would have been Notre Dame as well, 3-2. That was when the slide started. 4 losses on the trot against St Andrew Lions, the BDS Sports Program, Empire Club, and the Crane and Equipment Limited Ellerton FC as well. And to bounce back against Paradise with a workmanlike 1-0 victory. That halted Paradise just a bit and put some confidence in the wheels. And tonight, 3-0 over Youth Milan with 90 minutes plus 3 on the clock, Keith. Milan looking a real shadow of the team, as you said, that would have won the title a number of years ago. But real work to be done by the Norman Ford-led team. And as they head back to St. Lucie with this 3-0 hiding, then you would suspect that when they face up and come out again on the next occasion, you look for a better performance from them as well.
Well, that is so true. They would have to wheel and come again in Bajan parlance to go down the right. They have not tested Eastman for the night. He have not had to bring off one save. 1 or 2 balls went into him, and all he did was collect it, smile, and say, "Thank you, please." Wales with possession deep inside their own half. Wales leading 3-0. We're inside the last minute and a half of time added on for stoppages. Ball is with Headley. He scored a 3rd goal. Ball down the right side. Looking to find Morrison, does so now. Can this be Franks again? Franks has been brilliant in the last minutes. Came off the line intelligently, cleared the danger, and Wales would have to try again with Headley. Headley weighing the armbar since Holligan has gone off. He plays it all the way back to Marquez. Marquez into Graves. In fact, that's Lawrence who have been brought down.
Yeah, Lawrence, man, 21.
The pretty boots. The players love these pretty boots. I wonder if they're going to score some pretty goals as we go forward. But we are right at the end of this game. Wales leading by 3-0 on the night. Youth Milan surely have not gotten it right. And in the earlier game, it was Paradise winning against UWI Blackbirds by 2-0.
Yeah, so superb stuff there, as they say. Good night, and thanks again to my sponsors, Spar Sports Gear, the customized sports gear people. 1246-850-8500. For Patrick Hayward. And, of course, Results Auto Shop, the automobile accessories people. 1-246-230-6318. Speak with Ricky Clark, 90 plus 3. Here comes Headley with the right foot shot. Scuffs it as well. Frank looking to come for it. Stays on his line. Brilliant goalkeeping again. Score remains Weymouth Wales 3, Youth Milan 0. Final whistle has been blown in this one, the second of 3 matches, and in it, a classified result then. It is the defending champions looking to three-peat. Weymouth Wales, having won it in 2017, in 2018 as well, and looking to, as I said before, three-peat in 2018-19. They're ahead, and they've taken it 3-0 at a canter, with goals from Romario Hayward on just about 20 minutes. Shaquille Boyce got the second goal on 26. And Kimara Headley coming journeying back from Antigua to put the icing on the cake on 82 minutes. 3-0 on the night. Headley's 3rd goal of the season. And a classified result then. Weymouth Wales 3, Youth Milan 0. And as we prepare to take it back to master control for the final time of the evening and then bring the final game as well. You're watching Sunday Night Football, Trident 10 TV's coverage of the 2018-2019 Barbados Football Association's Premier League. Much more from Keith and yours truly in the final match in a few minutes' time.
Well, Jason has asked you to keep it rolling till he goes down and come back. I have to make a move quickly also, so that will give you a chance to give the fans an update on whatever you want to. A man who has a pause for a good cause, as Trevor Thorne rolls forward with the rest of the information.
Up next, it's that big matchup between the BDS Sports Program and Clayton's Colatonic Notre Dame. In their last 6 matches, the BDF Sports Program have won 4, drawn 2, and haven't lost any games against the Dames over the last couple of years. They've scored 18 goals for and conceded just 2. The BDF were first in zone number 2 last year, having played their 16 matches, won 11, drawn 2, lost 3 matches along the way, 39 goals scored and 10 against. Goal difference of 29, ending on 35 points. In the 2018 league, not a bad performance at all. And the runners-up in the knockout. The BDS Sports Program took the league by storm in 2013, 2014, and 2015, winning the league title back to back to back. They're up against a Clayton's Colletonic Notre Dame team who were 5th in zone number 1 last year, having played their 16 matches, 8 wins, 0 draws, and 8 losses. Goals for 28, goals against 30, a goal difference of minus 224 points. They went to the relegation playoff and hammered Compton 5-0 and 10 goals to 1. Compton were relegated, Dames remained, and here they are tonight for the final match of the evening, the BDS Sports Program up against Clayton's Colletonic Notre Dame, coming up at 8 p.m. Join us for that match as we go to the break and thank our sponsors.
Yes is a beautiful word. It empowers us. It brings satisfaction. And since you can now earn up to 4% cash back on everyday purchases with Scotiabank Gold MasterCard, that's a lot of satisfaction. Plus, you get a welcome bonus. Scotiabank Gold MasterCard is the card that keeps on giving. So it's easier for you. Say yes to even more cash back. Apply today. Call or visit your nearest Scotiabank branch.
This is Kurt Brown, and I love mixing as a DJ and with my go-to drink, Clayton's Cola Tonic. Clayton's mixes with hard or soft. It's your secret and mine what we mix with Clayton's. Change it up depending on the event. I love the energy I get from it to keep me going all night long. Clayton's will know why you're up, and so will I. But your secret is safe. Clayton's Cola Tonic. Take it any way you like.
Striker, right winger. Sorry.
So as you rejoin us here at Wildy, I'd like to say good night to the viewing public. Trevor Thorne from Commentator Sports Incorporated here, alongside me, the maestro himself, Keith Griffith, and the first real chance, and buried at far post. A minute on the clock, and the gents in right, the BDF Sports program are ahead. A superb cutting edge move down the left-hand side, polished off with a beautiful header at far post. Dames in a spot of bother here at Wildy in the final game of the evening. It is BDF Sports Program 1, Clayton's Colatonic Notre Dame 0. We barely got the team sheets at the desk, and the BDF peeling away down the left-hand side. And problems for Dames as they continue to leak goals here. I believe it was Rashad Jules wearing the number 8, rising highest at far post, if I'm not mistaken, putting that ball into the back of the nets. But just about a minute gone, the BDF Sports Forum are ahead. Dames needing to regroup very quickly here, Keith, as the score is BDF Sports Program 1, Notre Dame 0, 2 minutes on the clock.
Was it Rashid Jules who scored that goal?
Yeah, Rashad Jules, I believe it is.
Rashad Jules, yes. I must say that even before he could gain my composure, Trevor, he scored as I was about to sit. And surely Notre Dame had started very, very poorly. And they would have to work very hard because they have so many players who played for Barbados and Notre Dame in Canada and America. They will not be happy with that at all. Hayden Clark and Schofield Clark, they are all former Notre Dame men. Scotty Ames, Hudson, goalkeeper. And sometimes you wonder why it is, because this is the third time for the season I've seen it happen to Notre Dame. How can you give up a goal inside the first 5, Trev?
It comes from not being switched on, Keith. So nobody pressed the go-ahead switch. That little green button that says we're ready to go. And they were caught napping. In Belgian parlance, they said, "Caught your pants down." You really should have paid attention to that cutting edge move down the left, though. And Jules running free towards that 6-yard box. Early days yet, though. They'll need to fight back. It's a deficit, though, and it can have a psychological effect on the team and the way they start their first couple of minutes. The BDF will be smiling all the way to the bank, though, because they know that each and every win is worth $500. And, of course, they're well on their way to 5. So Granny Adams, Keith, if the score remains this way, certainly for the 90 minutes.
Well, surely, positive start by the BDF Sports program, because they know very well that if they can get an early 2-0 advantage on the Dames don't seem at times capable of coming back. And Dames are very close to the bottom of their group, along with Britain still right down at the bottom. And anything less than a victory tonight, it will mean that they will have to struggle throughout the season if they're not to be relegated. But they're looking to prove me wrong going forward. A chance here. Can they get it right? The flag stays down. And in the end, BDF will clear the danger. But surely, Trevor, Notre Dame will need to come here to the turf on weekends, better organized defensively, if they want to stay in the Premiership.
They certainly will. And one good note to take away would be to really be switched on from minute 1. It's a 90-minute game, and it starts from your preparation. Going 1 goal down just after 1 minute is certainly a sign that you're really not prepared for the battle at hand, especially against the opposition, which is the BDS Sports program, known to be very focused not just here this evening, but all week long with those spin classes, gym classes. That should report here at times as well to get a feel of the turf during the week as well. So why would you want to start at a disadvantage? Not sure why that would be the case, but of course, reality states that it is 1-0 to the BDS Sports Program, and they've created the goal themselves, and we're able to put the ball into the back of the nets by the gent there, I believe, has a wristband, a green wristband around his arm, heading towards the center circle. Now, Rashad Jules playing a much more central position, Keith, rather than starting from a wide spot. He played right from the off in the middle and was bang on target to finish on 1 minute.
Well, he is another player here in Barbados who has the potential to go on to play professional football somewhere. One of your good friends was just sailing at us from down inside the dungeon there, John Norrie Paris. He has all the credentials to be a good coach, and he's there sitting tonight with the technical staff. But I think he has on kit too, because he may have to come on. You know, he has made a return at times. But Jules do have the potential to be a top player, and once he maintains his fitness, he can go very far. But the good book says, and you know this very well, to fail to prepare is to prepare to fail. And if Notre Dame don't get it right, they will go 2-0 down, because here we go with the BDS Sports Program again. The whistle has gone for foul, but surely I am very ecstatic if Paris has to come on tonight, because he told me that, Coach, I am still in good form.
Hopefully be saving him for the big hurrah when they get the equalizer, and then they want to go ahead with that go-ahead goal, Keith, in the dying minutes, and then Paris can make his way onto the pitch. But he's been missing for a couple of games, I think through injury. So I'm not sure if he'd want to put himself into battle straight away. He may want a gentle introduction, which the BDF are not likely to give him. There's Jules down the right-hand side this time. Left foot shot coming in, and saved brilliantly at near post this time by goalkeeper Shakib Kelman, all black this evening with green boots, Keith. He's already had one hit past him with another man with some green. That's Rashad Jules, the green armband protection on his right hand this time around. 1-0 to the BDS Sports Program over Notre Dame.
Well, one thing you can't blame, or you can't fault the Barbadian players for, the boots are pretty, the attire is always excellent, and that is always a good sign. Always look good, even if you don't have all the ability in the world. Look good, Trevor, and hopefully in the end, you would look good, you would play good, and you would perform well for your team. At the moment, it's all about BDF Sports Program leading by 1-0 on the night.
So that's a bit of a lead-in ball, Keith, and harmless, going over the crossbar of goalkeeper Krishma Primus, the keeper for the BDS Sports Program. Also Barbados is number one from time to time, as he distributes down the left-hand side. And the BDS Sports Program coming out of their defense with the long searching ball into Sargent. In fact, that's Trim in a deep position. Spreads it to Sargent, takes it back and turns 180. Cuts toward that final third. Delicate ball inside. Jules in possession. Yeah, intelligent ball over to this left-hand side. That's Smith in through the back door. The low 1-2 played. Changing the point of attack to the right-hand side. Nice little prodded header as well. Right foot driving shot. And in comes Kelman again to take this one rather easily. He's looking for the fast break. Therefore, he's looking for the likes of Zico Edmey and Deshaun Howell to get on his bike over on the left-hand side. 9 minutes on the clock, Keith, and the game's starting to ramp up a bit. Pace starting to get into this one, but it is the BDS Sports Program with the 1-0 lead over Notre Dame.
Well, BDS Sports Program seem extremely positive at the beginning. They've continued in that vein. They're a very, very, very fit team. And if they can just move the ball around a little stronger and quicker in and around the penalty area, I can see goal number 2 coming, because the Dames don't seem well organized at the back at all. They seem to be, how to put it, they seem to be confusing themselves at the moment, and BDF getting forward quite easily. Dames will need to pull back an equalizer if they're going to stay in this game.
So free kick then to the BDF, taken quickly by Jason Lovell. Gets a start in this back four centrally. Jules trying to get in on the act there. He's robbed of it, and the ball all the way back to Kelman, who clears. And doing the very same is Shane Codrington in the central defensive position for the BDF.
Here's another player that I have a lot of time for. Like I said, he reminds me of Guy Sobers. Not that he's in Guy Sobers' class, but the way he plays, you know, he always seems strong and solid and confident at the back. And he is another player that I would like to see get an opportunity to play at a higher level.
So some tidying up to be done there. To this left, it is over the touchline in the end. Rashad Smith unable to keep it in. And they're throwing then to the gents who are trailing. And that's the Clayton's Colatonic Notre Dame. As we say goodnight to Cheryl and Andy Armstrong. I'm sure you're watching your team here. Andy being a staunch supporter of the Dames for quite some time. And he also supports Chelsea, I believe, in the English Premier League.
Oh, that is a nice one through the legs.
Yeah, the nutmeg through the legs there. And Dames looking to put some pressure in the box. That's a defensive header coming off the top of the head in the nick of time there as the BDF come out of their defense now.
I believe, Trav, though, but in the future, before the Notre Dame team come onto the field, they should use some Clayton's Colatonic. Maybe when they get onto the field, they'll be well prepared. Don't you think so? That is their sponsor.
Sounds like a good idea to me. So we're having some sport here at the expense of the Dames, Tony Jarvis and company. Sure, you'll see the lighter side of this one if your former work colleague, of course, hopefully.
I must say that every morning, to be exact, between 5 and 6 o'clock, the first person to appear on my WhatsApp is Tony Jarvis. He always messages me very early, and then followed by John Nobby Paris. Two really good friends. So we are always in a lot of chatter and lots of fun between us. So never a dull moment. Jarvis is somewhere close to the bench. I believe he may be just in the top stand. And Nobby Paris, like I said, he just wave at us there down in front of us. But surely lots of good football from BDF at the moment. Notre Dame defending stubbornly and strongly in the side, their own area. BDF 1, Notre Dame 0. So
as the wayward balls continue, you hear the voice of David Ward, who's very animated.
Like your prolific goal scorer, David Ward, he scored some fantastic goals.
He definitely did. He's going to need all that knowledge to bear on this particular matchup because it is the BDF with that lead. This is Sargent. Looks to float one across. He gets it all wrong and hits the Dames man in the midsection. Here's Crony. Nice pass. Tries to get the low 1-2 going. Rowe with that leading ball. Out comes the keeper. And he can't get there to place the volley on the ball because the foot is high. And the flag is also up on this near side as well. Offside to the Dames lad there. And the score remains BDS Sports Program 1, Notre Dame 0.
Well, a very early goal, taking a little bit of sting out of Notre Dame. The game plan seemed to have changed. There's no Dwayne Marsh tonight with his pace up in front.
He's there, Keith. He's wearing 12 and he's on the far side.
Oh, yeah, he's there. I now look up and see him on the far side. Yes, I didn't see the team sheet initially, but now I'm seeing him on the far side. And he is the one player that I believe, along with Edmay, that can give the defense force some problems. But they need to get the ball at their feet so they can run with the ball at the BDF defense and test keeper Primus.
So over comes referee Andrew Herbert. He's going to have a word in the ear of Rashad Jules, wearing the number 8 there. And as I said, the distinctive protective bandage on his right wrist. That's the restart. Edge of the box there. BDF doing very well to weather the storm and play the late football towards the box. Out comes Kelman to clear his lines on the edge of the D there. 15 minutes on the clock. The BDF continue to lead here over Dames And this the key fixture of the weekend. Sunday night football here, the Barbados Football Association's 2018-2019 season. Top league football in Barbados. And here comes the BDF down the left. Pass one. Is he fouled in the process? Yes, he is. And the BDF will take a free kick just past the half line on the left-hand side with 15.5 minutes on the clock.
Well, at the moment, BDF sports program seemed very, very relaxed. The same way Wales were against the opponents in the last game, Youth Milan. Because when you're struggling and down at the bottom and you concede a goal so early, it always put you under consistent pressure unless you can pull a goal back early. And the Dames at the moment not doing all the important things that can get them back in this game. Leading ball, 5, 6 white shirts back, but Notre Dame have won back possession only to give it away again.
So Rowe looks to find his midfield there. This is Mars, a clean pair of heels, Keith, straight across the box it goes. No real takers. Zico Edme unaware that one was going to make it there. There's Crony, spreading it to the middle. Daniel Rowe in with the left foot shot over the crossbar. Good stuff from Dames. Ball from Crony straight into the path of Daniel Rowe. He deploys the left foot from just about 25 yards out, but no real danger in the end for goalkeeper Kishmar Primus, who lets it fly. He watches it sail over his crossbar, Keith, on 17 minutes. The BDF continue to lead 1-0 over Notre Dame.
Well, that was a lot better from Notre Dame. First of all, it was Mars showing electrifying pace, but we paused because defense force are going down the left.
So ball cut towards the edge of the 18-yard box. That one will find its way into the road. And those patrons coming from the Girlfriends Expo. Look out, that ball headed towards that direction. In the meantime, it was a Rashad Jules left foot shot from all of 22 yards out. No problems. A fan puts it back over the fence, Keith. And the play continues.
But that is where Notre Dame can cause all kinds of problems. Get the ball out to Mars, and he has the pace. Cooney, he is a touch player on the right side. And what he must do is also to learn to switch the ball, not only the short, nice passes that he can always make, but get the ball out to Mars. And if Mars can find, let us say, Ed May coming in on the end of it, then they can get back into this game. So, still a wide open game, but Defense Force will not be a team to break down that easily because they're always back in numbers like now.
So they're back in numbers. This evening's officials, Mr. Andrew Herbert in the center in the blue there. Foot race between two. So Mr. Herbert is the ref this evening. Ably assisted by first assistant Jermaine Newsom on the near side. Giselle Louison is on the near side. Jermaine Newsom on the far. And the fourth official, Mr. Etley Malcolm. The assessor this evening, Mr. Barney Callender, the referee assessor, sitting on the second floor and getting a real panoramic view of this encounter. Here's Rowe with the sombrero, and then he eventually puts the ball over the touchline as well, Keith.
Well, what is going to be interesting as far as Notre Dame are concerned is, can they find the cohesion that is necessary to give them the opportunity to test Primus? They have one or two very good touch players, but realistically, they will need to make sure that the movement is not only deep inside their own half, but in and around the defense force penalty area. Because breaking down defense force sports program is not an easy task. We were having a little adjustments being made there to the monitor. It seems okay now, Trev?
Everything A-okay and set and ready to roll as the BDF take possession of it in the middle of the midfield. Fighting and winning on this occasion. Trim and Kelman. And he spreads that one a bit too wide, Keith, and over the touchline for a Notre Dame throw. There's Mr. Herbert in the blue jersey, the ref this evening. He carried a game yesterday as well, so these referees very fit, Keith. 2 90-minute matches within a 24-hour period. Excellent physiques these refs have, as you can see him, full sprint there. And Mars is also at full sprint. Put this one on the platter, chance here. Out comes the keeper on this occasion, Primus. Very cool and calm in that pink shirt there, Keith, as the trigger was about to be pulled. He snatched the ball away from the striker. And the score remains BDF Sports Program 1, Notre Dame 0 on 20.5 minutes.
Well, Mars is looking in mercurial form and good sprinting speed. That is the second time he left the defense force program for dead, and his pass was very, very good. But good goalkeeping. Primus came out with his massive body, and I think he intimidated the striker there in the end. The danger was averted, but you need to just get the ball to Mars a little bit more. That is trouble there. A BDF player trying to hook it into the back of the nets. Easy pickings there in the end for Notre Dame. But even though BDF lead on the night, Trev, by 1-0, the game is wide open.
Yeah, still wide open. The two teams are settling nicely now. Jules with a nice swift turn. Spreads it to Sargent, his Barbados Trident teammate. Senior men's up for some action. Within a couple of weeks' time in the Windward Island tournament, we understand. We'll get some details for you as the week progresses.
In which tournament, Trev?
Windward Island men's tournament.
Well, I am so sorry to say that in the last Windward Islands tournament, Barbados came last. So Barbados will be hoping to do a lot better than that. And if they want some inspiration and motivation, let us take time out to say congratulations to Jason Holder and the West Indies teams on outstanding performances, winning 2 tests, and looking to go to St. Lucia to win the 3rd one. But what I saw on the net this afternoon, a little disturbing, but it's a law, and you have to go with the law. But the captain, Jason Holder, has been suspended for time wasting. Here we go. There are no time wasting for BDF Sports Program. I would let you describe that, Trevor, and then I'll come back to it because the BDF have scored the 2nd goal.
Well, Keith there continue to make progress down the Notre Dame right-hand side. The Danes, for some reason, look as though they're going with a back 3, and that back 3 against the attacking formation with Antonia Alpha, Shaquille Brown, as well as Rashad Jules, has no idea how to pick those men up when they come into the box. And that one was placed on a platter from almost an exact position as the first goal. And sweeping it home, I believe it was Omani Leacock win number 14 on 23 minutes. He placed his right foot on it. That's the finishing touches needed to put the ball over the line there, Keith. No real pace and power, but for sure he has his 3rd goal of this season. His first would have been the stop shot against Weymouth, Wales on 27 minutes. His 2nd goal was the one against Barbados Soccer Academy. This is the ball across the box. The flag is up, though. So Leacock scoring goals against Wales with a right foot finish from 18 yards on 27 minutes. A 6-yard finish with his right foot on 11 minutes against the Barbados Soccer Academy. And tonight, another right foot finish. This time, the opposition is the Clayton Scholatonic Notre Dame SC, leaking goals at the back badly after 24 minutes. It is the BDS Sports Program 2, Notre Dame 0.
How can you be open that easily at the back so early in the game? Only 23 minutes gone. And I believe I could have closed my eyes and scored that goal. That was that easy, Trevor. It was laid on a platter inside the 6-yard box. And there is no way in the world he could have missed from that. But like you said, the Notre Dame defense wide open. Maybe Paris would have to be introduced to this game quite early. He may not be good at center-back or sweeper anymore, but I'm certain that he can play defensive midfield in front the back four where he can read the game. The younger players at the moment seem very, very exposed and not able to defend as well as they should have.
Well, the BDF continue to maintain their composure. Can't say the same for Dames. But what we can say is, by looking at the stats that we spoke about at the very beginning, the BDS Sports program in their last 6 matches against the Dames have won 4 and drawn 2. The Dames haven't won a game, Keith, in the last 6. The BDF has scored 18 and only conceded 2. And so far this evening, they've scored another 2, which takes their total to 20 goals against this opposition. We're not seeing where they're going to get a goal from at this point in time, because they just are just not able to maintain possession of the ball. They have it now with Zico Edme, who puts it on a platter towards the 6-yard box, but out comes Primus, who reads it very well there, Keith, and distributes to Trim, now down on this left-hand side.
That's a lot better from the Dames. They look for one moment capable of at least testing, but I noticed that Primus' massive frame, Travis, seemed to intimidate a lot of forwards in this football, because the moment he comes out, a lot of players don't go for the ball. Rowe trying to probe down the right side. Another chance here now. Can this be goal number 1? No. The flag is straight offside. It looks like that is Edme who has gone offside.
Yeah, Edme looking to move into that attacking spot there, Keith, and yes, offside on 26 minutes.
Where is the goal going to come from, Trev? At the moment, defense force seem to be in total control. Very comfortable.
Extremely comfortable here, because Dames just don't seem to have the wherewithal to maintain the possession. Here's Edme, he prods it through, and this time Deshaun Howell caught in an offside position from the trap set by Shane Codrington and his teammates for the BDF.
Well, one would have to wonder, what will Notre Dame do to get back into this game? They can't afford to concede another goal. I've not seen Cooney seem to have gone missing. He was on the right-hand side at the start of the game, and normally he is a player. This could be goal number 3 in the making. Shot comes in. Well saved.
Offside in the process, I believe, as well, Keith.
But it is too easy. We are expecting Mr. Parrish to come on any moment now. He seems ready to warm up, Trevor.
Yeah, they look as though they need some reinforcements there. As Parrish gives us the old handshake and hand wave there. 28 minutes on the clock ticking by. Still no real inroads by the Notre Dame team into the BDS Sports Program defense. And it's looking rather ominous. They'll need some magic here, Keith, but only if they have possession of the ball, because it is with Raheem Sargent, who's playing cool and easy like a Sunday afternoon stroll, Keith. No real pressure on him as he plays that ball all the way back to his defense. And the BDF come out of their own defense with a 40-yard crossfield pass taken down brilliantly by Kelman. Laid on a platter for Jules, who lays it square. Oh, and there's Leacock, the ball to put back on the other side of the field. That one is wayward, but you can see the BDF out there. Brilliant best there, Keith. As that ball was released to Jules, he immediately found Leacock on the far post, but he slipped in the process. That could have easier been 3-0 and almost game over on 28.5 minutes.
Well, that is the football we expect from the BDS Sports Program. I have always said that they're a professional team. They'll train 5 times a week by my understanding. They have everything well prepared for them. They get a good stipend. And surely, coming out of the BDF Sports Program, Barbados should be able to produce a lot of top players, because they are naturally professionals. When I was playing football many, many years ago, once Trinidad started their Defense Force program, Trinidad went to another level, because the Ron Laforet and brothers and those players, they were drafted in. And when Trinidad came on the pitch, you can tell that they were training morning, noon, and night.
3 on the evening, Keith. That was as easy as taking candy from a baby.
I couldn't even get the words about Trinidad Defense Force. It is too easy.
Yes, absolutely.
Notre Dame seem not here. They seem somewhere else, Trevor. And they can't continue like this. They conceded 9 against Paradise. Is that not correct?
Yeah, definitely. So this is crazy stuff here. Can't believe you can leave a man open at far post and, you know, sneaking in and just saying, thank you very much. Believe it was Smith on the far side.
Defense, Trev?
Yeah, they're more than at 6s and 9s, Keith. They're just not picking up.
The first thing you need to do when you're not a strong team defensively, you have to be well organized. There's no criticism to no coach or no technical staff. This is a basic common sense thing where you have to come prepared, even if you play with 4 backs across the back and 2 holding midfield players, play strong out of defense. Surely, Notre Dame not doing such.
Yeah, real problems here on 30 minutes as the BDF really take this Dames team to the cleaners and back. And we haven't even got to half-time yet. They're just not on the same page, Keith. The passes are inaccurate. Here's Jules again, and they're just not able to handle the 3-pronged attack of BDF Sports Program simply because 3-on-3, you got nobody else sweeping. You should probably move to a back 4 that can then have the additional man in and around the 18-yard box to tidy up so that you have defenders marking attackers and a man free as well. But they've gone with this experimental 3-5-2, it looks like to me, or something of that sort. And it's just not working out for the BLACKBIRDS Notre Dame.
You do not change, and you can quote me, you do not change a system because you like it. You use the system according to the players that you have. What is the sense with playing with 3 defenders when with 4 you can't defend? How are you going to defend with 3? So the technical staff definitely must sit down, address the situation, rectify it, and make the right decisions. Defense has to be strong. If you're a team not capable of scoring 2 and 3 goals, you have to defend with your heart and soul. So Notre Dame, when you do come back here to the turf, come with a strong, solid defense. And if possible, they may got to bring Blackgrove in goal.
I'm sure you and Jarvis going to have a ball tomorrow morning, especially with that particular comment, Keith. You want Blackgrove to come back.
Well, that was just a joke and just what I was
correct,
saying.
Correct.
A goalkeeper of that magnitude, because one thing you know when Blackgrove was goalkeeping for Notre Dame, Everton, and Barbados, anything in the 6-yard box belonged to Blackgrove. It would not be as easy as we're seeing at the moment. Here we go with Mars again. Can he get the cross in? Good ball in, but straight to Primus.
Definitely. So there we have it. Coming out of their box now. BDF really playing the running game here, Keith.
They're showing all their professionalism and fitness. Here we go. This could be goal number 4. Not a player in sight. Good defensive cover though in the end. That is better by Notre Dame. They have to get it out. And I must say also that look at the 2 strikers from Notre Dame. Mars and the other striker, they're now getting back.
Edme.
You've got to get back and help the defense. It's a team game. It's not tennis.
That's a left foot screamer. Goal! 34 minutes on the clock, Keith. And that was a top draw move. Ronaldo trim back the years there, Keith. And BDF into the ascendancy. Yes, 3-0. The BDF really running away with it now, Keith.
Well, let us say, I have seen some fantastic goals here at the turf, but this must be in the top 10.
Yes.
It was bending.
Correction there, though, Keith. 4-0 on the night.
4-0
on the night. But brilliant stuff. Getting excited there, but that was a screamer from 25 yards.
I'm telling you, that was sublime. That was surely out of the top drawer. 3 goalkeepers could not save that. That was great.
So 34 on the clock. This is turning into a real rout here. This could really get horrible here.
Another 9?
Yeah, this could be horrible here for the Dames. Trim with that superb left foot, Keith.
Whoa.
Trimmed he trimmed that one there, Keith, through the air and nestled into the back of the net nicely.
Is Trim a foreign player?
Not that I am aware of. I think he is he's one of the known Barbadians, but superb finish on in the end, though, Keith.
I have my stats in my brain. Reminds me, I believe when I was a young man, they had a fast bowler who played for the West Indies named Trim. I must check that out. But surely that was a shot of pure class. It has flair, style, and a little bit of panache. Because he danced after it wrapped into the nets.
Yes, he did. So with 35 on the clock, there's more action here. Stay tuned. You really can't blink for a minute there, Keith, because the BDF are really taking the Dames to task. 4-0 on 35 minutes. Plenty of time in this one for a 9 or a 10 if Dames don't watch themselves.
Wow. They're doing all kinds of stuff with the ball tonight, Defense Force. My goodness, superb goals, good movement, good running off the ball, fitness levels very high.
Sargent at his brilliant best there, in towards Trim again, who dispatched that 4th goal from 22 yards out over to the, going from left to right. Trim, integral in this, in exactly what's happening here, Keith. He's putting those passes together, both on the left-hand side, and now you see him on the right-hand side as well.
But this is our team that trains 5 times a week should play with confidence, charisma, and class. Because BDS Sports Program, like I said, the players get a stipend, they train very hard, whatever they need is there, medical staff, etc., etc. And tonight, they're surely worth everything they have received. And hopefully, they will go on to do even better things and do Barbados proud. And the players coming out of the sports program will go on to represent Barbados in numbers. And one of their best players not on the field tonight, Hill, young Hill.
Yep, possibly an injury there for him. But of course, ball across the box here, chance here at far post. But Kelman able to tidy up and dispatch down the left-hand side as the Dames come charging forward now, looking to get something out of this one. Crony trying to come to the party here, takes his man out of it and leaves him for dead and is fouled at the same time as well. Well, Wanidika doesn't agree.
A little bit stronger. He's very, very skillful at good touches, but you can easily push him off the ball. Ed Mary, as a national player, and the captain needs to work a little harder to come back in the midfield. You know, when your team are not doing good, there's no point standing up front, isolated on your own. You got to come in the midfield and work for the ball, help to use it and show that you're a player of stature and class. But at the moment, no, apart from Mars, 2 runs down the left, no inspiration whatsoever for Notre Dame.
Yeah, Trim, integral in getting his name on the score sheet. Scored that 4th goal in this particular matchup. It's his 2nd goal of the season, Keith. His first was scored against the Youth Milan squad, 12-yard screamer. So he's known for hitting them very hard. That one was scored on 67 minutes. And, of course, this one from Ronaldo Trim on 34 minutes. So he's much earlier into the party. He was invited by the Dames to shoot. He said, thanks for the invitation, gents. And he slammed it home.
The Dames players are standing still again.
Oh, it's easy.
The Dames players
it's
are
absolutely
still
so easy. This time around, Leacock on the score sheet on 38 minutes. BDF 5, Clayton's Colatonic, Notre Dame 0.
Well, you make me take off my headphones. I can't believe what I'm saying whatsoever. When BDF went down the right, at least 4 Notre Dame players were standing doing absolutely nothing. I don't know what the coach Ward will tell them at halftime, but surely this is not good enough at premiership level. At least put up a fight, Trevor. Readjust, reorganize, bring on your veteran player, let him give some inspiration, let him speak with the players while he's there, and hopefully do not go away from the turf embarrassed again. 9-0 and now 5-0, and halftime has not even gone as yet. Yeah, Notre Dame 0, BDS Sports Program 5.
Yeah, Dames. This is really a spotter ball. That's a good ball from Crony down the left-hand side. Mars in possession, will look to put the square chance here at near post. And Deshaun Howell clears the protective fencing as well, Keith. This is pathetic stuff here on 39.5 minutes. The goal was at his begging, and he couldn't hit the target.
Well, again, Mars showing that if there's one player in the team who has the willpower to do something positive for Notre Dame, he is the man. He went down, cut the ball across the area, blocked by Primus, and Deshaun Howell. And you're out of England, Trevor, when you were a young man. In England, listening to the commentators, they would have said, that's a load of rubbish. What a poor shot. I have not, or I cannot understand what is going on with Notre Dame tonight.
Dame's really struggling here, Keith.
This is not Notre Dame that I know. Here comes goal number 6. Fortunately, BDS Sports Program have overrun the ball, and Notre Dame had almost an own goal. It's all happening, Trev. 40 minutes gone. Notre Dame 0. BDS Sports Program 5.
It's all happening here at the BFA Artificial Grass Service.
Own goal, Trev.
Well, that would be a beauty from Daniel Rowe. A superb left foot finish it would have been. But he was off target, and his intentions were to stop them from scoring, and he's done exactly that. So if you could say...
Look at the body language of the Dame's players.
Totally out of it. They're really not showing good form here at all. As we continue to enjoy what we call the cross zone matches, this one is cross zone match number 11, and with it, it's not easy. It's pretty easy to commentate it, Keith, but it's not easy watching the Dames being absolutely smashed and capitulating in this fashion. 5-0 at halftime. This is a worrisome sign, as the possession rate remains 60-40, sometimes 65-35. Leacock in possession. He's partly responsible for all his possession. In towards Sargent. That's another man. That's a delicate ball towards the edge of the 18-yard box there. 41.5 on the clock. The fans are being treated to 5 goals this evening from a BDF team that's not holding up, not easing up either, and want more. There's Edmere looking to find Deshaun Howell. He looks a shadow of himself as well, Keith, having played in the CONCACAF Under-20s tournament in Miami. Didn't really shine, and has come here now to redeem himself. His first goal of this season was a left foot screamer from 18 yards, but since that time, Keith, he's lost all form. You're not even sure if this is the real Deshaun Howell or an imposter.
What I'm saying, that the ball that he kicked over, how can he kick over from there? And it must be Hurst, one of my favorite players. We played together for the Barbados team. He was a top defender in Barbados, captain Notre Dame, read the game brilliantly. And when he heard these score lines, then he must be wondering what is going on. Dennis Leacock, who was also top-class coach. He and Seaport Prescott did good work with Barbados on the 19 previously, and Prescott was also a top midfield player for Notre Dame. So score lines like this will hurt those players, because they are born and bred BLAN men. On the night, Notre Dame 0, BDF Sports Program 5. Trevor having to get up because one of the plugs came out. Maybe, just maybe, if Notre Dame could get a goal going into the halftime, they will come back out a better team. At the moment, though, it is BDF on the right-hand side of midfield, looking for goal number 6. Comes inside, good defensive cover challenge, and in the end, Notre Dame will come away from deep inside their own half. Notre Dame 0, BDS Sports Program 5. They have been rampant from the very beginning. Trevor trying to sort out some magic here in the commentary section with the wiring. Ball still with BDF. Just inside the Notre Dame half. It's not easy. It's not like Sunday morning at all for Notre Dame. BDF all the way back to Primus. Down the right attacking side. As we go inside the last minute of normal time. And then we're down to time added on for stoppages. Could be about a minute by my calculations. Wales winning 3-0 earlier. And now BDF Sports Program hammering Notre Dame. As it stands 5-0. Here's Crooney. Spreads it down the right to no one. Halftime beckons. Notre Dame will be happy. BDF will be ecstatic. And surely, surely, nothing will be better than the halftime break for Notre Dame, because they have not enjoyed the first 45 minutes of this encounter. Trevor is now back with us, and he would be hoping that before halftime he can bring some luck to the Notre Dame team so that they will continue and try to be competitive. But Notre Dame 0, BDS Sports Program 5.
Yeah, bleak times for the BLACKBIRDS Dames team. This is Jules on a run, the right foot shot being deployed this time. And this one is easy for Kelman. Kelman also doubles as a cricketer, Keith. But he plays for one of the BLACKBIRDS-based cricket teams as well. But you saw it there just now. He went down to his right and fielded almost like if he was fielding a cricket ball there. Ball a lot bigger this time. That's the low 1-2 with the Dames outside midfielder there in Dwayne Mars, but he ran into an offside position and it's flat on the surface. But the nice little 1-2 there as Dames continue to search for some joy here this evening. The defeat against Paradise was 9-0 to be precise, with the likes of Amanda Shagalashi getting on the score sheet a number of times. He was ably assisted by Dario Haywood, Sharon Hoyt, and Akil Applewaite also got in on the act as well in that 9-0 victory on January 13th. The cross zone round 8 match to be precise. The Dames haven't been having a good season. It's been very checkered, Keith, because the start of the season, a victory over UWA Blackbirds, a draw against Brennan's Hill, 3 goals apiece.
When they were leading 3-0.
3-0. That's highly suspect that the defense is suspect as well, because they get goals and then they give them all away as a win. This is Daniel Rowe spreading it wide. The low 1-2 back to Rowe. Will look to drive one with his right foot. Good cover challenge there as Howell gets involved again, all the way back to Leacock, and then down this right hand side as the Dames continue to weather the storm. This is Howell to Crony, plays it forward, cut out at the back, and the flag is up at the same time. And as I said before, this is just checkered season for the Clayton Scholatonic Doctrinaires. As I start with the victory against the UWA Blackbirds, 2-1. The 3-3 draw when they were 3 goals up against Brennan's Hill. Then they lost to Pori Spring 3-1. They draw 2 goals apiece against the Soccer Academy as the halftime whistle goes here at Wildy. 4 defeats on the trot against Wales, Empire, Scottish Car Rental, St Andrew Lions, and then the 9-0 thrashing against Paradise, only to bounce back with that victory against, it wasn't very convincing, it was a 1-0 victory over Youth Milan, and then last weekend the loss against the Crane Equipment Limited Elton FC. So very checkered results for them, Keith, in this first part of the season. And if they don't watch themselves, they'll be battling relegation. At this point in time, with 45 on the clock, we stop the clocks on 45. We give you a classified halftime score of BDS Sports Program 5, Clayton Scholatonic Notre Dame 0 at halftime.
Well, the Dames started very, very poorly, continued throughout the game very poorly, and now they find themselves 5 goals down. And like I said earlier, maybe they need a sip of Clayton Scholatonic to get them going, some energy. And along with that, I will provide them with some all-rounders and fiber cassava bread from Purity. Halftime, Notre Dame, Clayton's 0, BDS Sports Program 5.
Precisely that, as Spar Sports Gear gets involved with their customized sports gear. We're going to break just shortly. 1-246-850-8500. Ask for Patrick Hayward. And of course, Result Auto Shop, the automobile accessories people. 1-246-230-6318. Speak with Ricky Clark and have your vehicle accessorized. Yours truly, Trevor Thorne, alongside me, the maestro himself, Keith Griffith. Much more in the second half of the final game of a triple header, where it is the BDS Sports Program running away with it, 5-0 over Clayton Scholatonic Notre Dame. Much more in the second half.
Barbados Steelworks, we're more than just steel. Foundation to roof and everything in between. Building or renovating, there is simply no debating. We supply all your construction needs. Visit our store today for a deal. Barbados Steelworks, a name you can trust. Quality material depend on us. Barbados Steelworks, we're more than just steel. Foundation to roof and everything in between. Come to Barbados Steelworks.
Yes is a beautiful word. It empowers us. It brings satisfaction. And since you can now earn up to 4% cash back on everyday purchases with Scotiabank Gold MasterCard, that's a lot of satisfaction. Plus, you get a welcome bonus. Scotiabank Gold MasterCard is the card that keeps on giving. So it's easier for you. Say yes to even more cash back. Apply today. Call or visit your nearest Scotiabank branch.
Tanny, Milano, shoe locker and brands. We're the shoe masters, the best in the land. For all of your family, your feet are in good hands. With Tanny, Milano, shoe locker and brands. Our 6 stores island-wide, the shoe gold mines. Men, women's, children, enough top lines. Making your feet happy for 40 years plus. Shoes for every occasion, so be sure to visit us. Visit us, visit us, visit us, visit us, visit us. Tanny, Milano, shoe locker and brands. We're the shoe masters, the best in the land.
This is Kurt Brown, and I love mixing as a DJ and with my go-to drink, Clayton's Cola Tonic. Clayton's mixes with hard or soft. It's your secret and mine what we mix with Clayton's. Change it up depending on the event. I love the energy I get from it to keep me going all night long. Clayton's will know why you're up, and so will I. But your secret is safe. Clayton's Cola Tonic. Take it any way you like.
When we are some Johnny Walker, drinking some fire water. When we are some Johnny Walker, drinking some fire water. With a bunch in 30, when we are some Johnny Walker. Pick up our drinkers in at this place right now. I got all of the yellow wine while I'm drinking some fire water. Energy got me feeling so high.
Listen. We'll talk, Roberts. All right.
And welcome back to the second half action of the final game of the evening, the BDS Sports program in the all white this evening. Going from left to right, which means they're looking to score in the Sergeant Village end to our right, have a corner kick. They're in the first minute of the second half. They already have that 5-0 lead. Far post ball cleared away with some good defensive work from the Dames. We haven't said that very often because their defense has been in shambles for all of 45 minutes, starting from minute number 1 when Jules got his name on the score sheet. Good turn. Leading ball play down the right-hand side this time around, and as it makes its way over the goal line for a goal kick. Dames with a little bit of a breather. With a minute gone on the clock, the BDS Sports program continued to lead this one early in the second half. 5-0. Yes, you heard me correctly. 5-0 over Notre Dame.
Well, I have noticed that the Dames have made a couple of adjustments defensively. They're now playing with a back four as far as you can see, Trev, and they're playing with at least a holding midfield player in front of the back four. Definitely need some strength, and if they can master that, maybe they can go through this 45 minutes without conceding any goals. When one considers the past Notre Dame teams with veterans like Leacock, like I mentioned, Schofield Clark, Peter Clark, etc., those guys were masterful. Bino, wing back, Scotty Ames, defensive midfield. This team needs to step up and do Notre Dame proud. Surely they can do a lot better. 5-0 down, 0-0 in the second half. You can give them some credit and a few kudos. But BDS Sports program, rampant at the moment, going down the left-hand side of midfield.
Surely another thing that needs correcting, Keith, is that on the left-hand side with Croney, the ball gets released rather quickly. So Croney and the likes of Dwayne Mars have a very good understanding, and that's why Mars is able to get down that line. They take the low 1-2 between Croney and Mars and release him down that BDF right. On the left-hand side of the field, however, on the right-hand side of the field for Dames, just don't have that same consistency because Marco St. Hill, who would normally be here, there, and everywhere, he puts the passes together as well down the right and allows for that side to function properly for the Dames. That just is non-existent today, and that's because St. Hill isn't in the starting 11. And a quick check on the bench, and you'll see that he's sitting there wearing the number 7. Perhaps he would be a good addition to this Dames setup so that they can get the ball taken over. And as I said before, the correction being made with someone sitting in front of what would be considered changing that back 3 to a back 4 and still having a defensive man right there was perhaps the best move for Dames. Here's Ed May. Shows a clean player. He's past the man there into Croney, whose control is excellent. Plays the no-look pass to Mars, and out comes the BDS Sports Program's goalkeeper in Kishmar Primus, turning defense into attack as the ball drops.
The goalkeeper has changed?
He's changed. It looks as though he's changed to me. Let's have a look at that there again. Let's see where the Dames are going with this one as the game takes over the 49th minute.
Because the keeper had on all black. Now he's in tangerine and tangerine gloves. And John Nobby Parrish, he just said this up. He said that he's not in the team. He's there for moral support. And he's not playing. He's injured at the moment. So there will be no John Nobby Parrish. But it's certain that you will want to tell me who the keeper is. A shot is going to come in at him. Goal number 5.
Tariq Chase is
that
beaten.
Is goal number 6.
On 50 minutes, Keith. Unstoppable. Unassailable. The BDS Sports Program put the 6th one into the back of the nets as well. Oh, this is disastrous for the BLACKBIRDS Clearance Colatonic Notre Dame. That was a blast, Keith, from the pass there. That shot really traveled at real speed past this brand new keeper in Tariq Chase. He's been welcomed into the second half by letting that first one in. This current score of the BDS Sports Program 6, Notre Dame 0.
Well, Trevor, really terrific finishing again. He struck it well, it hit the inside of the left upright and then rolled right across. Rarely in local Barbados football do we see goalkeepers substituted unless they're injured. And even before he could touch the ball cleanly, it was in the back of the nets. And BDF Sports Program, so happy, so contented, they're making another substitution. They lead by 6-0. They're going to run up maybe 10, who knows. Really, Notre Dame will want to forget this match quickly.
So Rashid Williams in for Rashawn Kelman on 50 minutes. The BDS Sports Program going for more pace, more skill in the midfield, perhaps a few more shots because Williams likes to shoot them as well from 18 and 20 yards. Dame's looking to get some rhythm in this game. The BDF breaking up that rhythm and spreading it to the left-hand side. Jules pass one. He'll look to accelerate past the second man towards the box, cuts it across and finishes! 7-0. This is tremendous stuff from the BDS Sports Program. 7-0 as the ace marksman. Yes, he's an ace marksman as well. I think it is Raheem Sargent. Couple of goals for the senior men's national team. And of course, plenty of goals over the last couple of years for the BDS Sports Program. The number 19 celebrates with his teammates here, Keith, on 51 minutes. It's a rout. The BDS Sports Program 7, Clayton's Colatonic, Notre Dame 0.
Well, this is pathetic. Having conceded 5 goals in the first half, how can you resume the second half and after just a few minutes, you are still so disorganized? It is unbelievable and unacceptable. Notre Dame, you need to lift your heads up high and try to do Notre Dame proud. It is too easy, much too easy. It is not only the coaching staff, it is the players who has to take the responsibility of being able to represent their team with a monk of pride. You can't concede 9 and then come back tonight and concede 7. You have to play with your heart and soul, and tactically, you have to know what to do. But at the moment, it is too easy for a BDF Sports Program. 7-0 on the night and only 63 minutes gone. Notre Dame 0, BDF Sports Program 7. And looking for goal number 8. This is going to be goal number 8, I believe.
It's Jules.
This is Jules. Must be goal number 8. Oh, my goodness. Again in the 6-yard box.
It's textbook stuff, though, Keith.
Look to your left and see where 2 Notre Dame players are. Can you see them?
Yeah, way up the field there.
Up the field. Come back and help the team.
So Dame's about to make a substitution, Keith. This one is Marco St. Hill, who we're asking for. And realizing that the midfield was lacking penetrative attacking midfielder. For some reason, it's amazing. They're going to take Mars, who's having an excellent game, off and bring St. Hill on, Keith. Really
Marshall is warming up, who's a solid defender too, that we just spoke to. You can't take out Mars at this time. Mars is the only one who looked capable of scoring a goal or creating a chance to get a goal.
I can't figure out what they're thinking there, Keith. Mars has the beating of the wing-backs of the BDS Sports Program, but instead of keeping him on the field of play and bringing St. Hill in for someone else that's not performing, they've decided to take Mars off. So you take off one promising attacker, and you're just bringing on one man for man. That one doesn't make much sense to me either.
Why an attacker? Why not a defender?
Correct.
Marshall is now warming up. He's the one I thought that will come on. He's not played for a long time, but he is strong. Put him in the middle to hold up the ball and keep things tight.
Yeah, but certainly you would want Mars and St. Hill on the field at the same time because they can produce the goods to get you a goal. And obviously a comeback starts with at least 1. Not saying that they'll get 7 and it'll be a tie, but you're saying for sure 1 produces 2 and so on and so forth. There's the sliding challenge coming in, cleared away by the defense of the BDF Sports Program as they go in search of goal number 8, and the Dames, for some reason, go in search of goal number 1, but they've substituted the likes of Dwayne Mars, who was getting past his defenders very easily and creating those chances for the likes of Edme, for Marco St. Hill, when you should have probably kept both of those players on the field at the same time. 55.5 on the clock, and a substitution for the BDF this time around. Number 24 making his way off the field of play, and 12 joining us this evening. We'll get those names in a couple of seconds' time. The BDF, as I said before, Jelani Keiser coming on 55 minutes. And the BDF, by the look of things, they're not finished yet. There's still more in it for them, and they want goals.
Where does Notre Dame go from here?
It's difficult to say, Keith. The comeback starts with 1, and I think you would want a few more attacking players on. You'd also want to switch it, as you said, move your defense into a posture where you're not being breached so often. And of course, you would want to bring Holder on to the field of play to do that. But you still wouldn't want to blunt your attack by substituting the man most likely to create a chance for you in Dwayne Mars.
And Dwayne Mars, because Mars showed lots of pace going down the left side in the first half. He started the second half positively through the middle, and you have removed Mars. So my thing is this. Tighten the defense coming back out in the second half. Tighten the defense. Don't come back and play open again, because if you concede 5 and you don't tighten the defense, you're going to concede 5 more, and the score is now 7 with a lot of time left. We have not even into the 60th minute yet, Trevor.
So
what is the record for Notre Dame goals for and goals against for the season?
Well, Dames, they're really battling here, Keith. This is tough stuff to swallow. We'll give those stats for you in just a couple of minutes. We'll include the 7 that you're seeing here that they've conceded as well in our statistics, as you stand by for those viewers. But here's the BDF coming down there, right-hand side. Good, strong, decisive run by the BDF man there wearing 21 as he makes his way through the defense like almost like a knife through butter there, Keith. No real resistance from the Dames. Tavio Norville having his own way. This is Jules doing a bit too much, and he will need to bring his teammates into it a bit more like he did in the first half. Here's Ed May. Can he release? Yes, he can. In possession, this is Howell. We'll look to put it across the box, and good defensive work again this time around, Keith, from your Wayne Sobers-like defender, and Shane Codrington turns the ball over the goal line for a corner kick.
When he has presence, that is what I meant, like Wayne Sobers, you know, he's always aggressive, has presence, he talks a lot as the captain, always a good sign of a good defender, and hopefully he will go on to be one of Barbados' best defenders going forward. At the moment, though, no one from Notre Dame seems capable of doing anything that will give them a chance to at least get a goal. Here we go. They're looking for a penalty. You've gone down. Referee says play on. And there's Codrington again coming out of defense with the ball. Goal number 8 beckons as BDF Sports Program go forward.
So Leacock will go one-on-one with Smith. Cuts back on his right foot. Lays it on the path for Sargent to finish.
By 2, this looks like goal number 8.
That's 8. That's an excellent finish, Keith, from just about
look, watch me, Trevor.
17 yards out.
Their number of players all the way up here with the semicircle. 4 for Notre Dame. What are they doing? I can't believe it.
It's amazing.
Come on, man. I got some respect for your team. Come back and help defend.
So 60 minutes in.
How can you go back to the Bay Pastor with double figures beckoning? It's almost impossible to believe. 8-0?
8-0 on the...
Trevor, it hurts my heart to see former champions being destroyed in this way when you consider that Notre Dame was such a potent team, outstanding team in local parlance. I remember the days of one of the guys who will be listening now, Seymour Allen and Big John Griffith combination. strikers like Jeffrey Specky Bryan, just to name a few, Piana Prescott. Oh my goodness, 8-0. No, they need to really improve. Holder has come, Marshall has come on. That's his name, Marshall, Jeffrey Holder's son. So I guess he's going to sit in front of the back four.
So Mario Marshall onto the field of play for Daniel Rowe on 60 minutes. That's the substitution. Dames look to create something down the left. And that ball burrows harmlessly over the touchline, 10 yards from the BDF goal on the right-hand side. 61 on the clock, 8-0 the score. Yes, BDF Sports Program 8, Clayton's Colatonic Notre Dame 0. As the Dames rebuilding process hasn't gone as well as they would have wanted it to. And they'll need to go back to that proverbial drawing board another time in what is considered to be the cross-zone match. The right foot shot, it's a brilliant save again from Primus as he plucks that one out his air and sends it away from his own bar. Good save in the end, good shot and good save as Nico Marshall makes his presence felt, wearing number 7 there in the middle of your picture, folks. 61.5 on the clock.
But Trev, you know, in jest, I always like to have a little fun with you and the fans. David Ward have won the last 2 championships with Wales. Should Notre Dame get relegated, he will go down with Notre Dame. That would be quite interesting. He has to find a way to motivate the team and to make the team play better as a team. They don't have a lot of time, but here we go with goal number 9 in easy pickings. Easy pickings. He missed that goal?
It's wide of the mark, Keith. Wide of the mark.
But nobody was in the goal. But where's the Notre Dame team? Where is it? It is unbelievable.
Unbelievable is the word, Keith. Summing it up with that one word. The Dames are non-existent. Here's Jules. This is Williams. Good save. And he tries to take it on his second time. He's fouled in the process. And he's been thrown in the deep end, Keith. Into the furnace, you'd have to say, with the Dames in such a deficit. But of course, they've somehow seemed to have, either the keeper's been injured or they've blamed him for a number of the goals and he's been substituted. That keeper being Shakib Kelman, started in Dames' goal for the whole of the first half, and they were absolutely plastered. He was substituted, and in came Tariq Chase. Chase thrown into the fire and into the deep end. And he's tried to weather the storm, but really hasn't done very well in stopping the BDF from coming through. This is a chance here for Sargent. He'll leave it on a platter, and a good save in the end from Aaron Leacock. Had to put his right boot under that one, Keith, and show lots of skill to let it go over the crossbar on 64 minutes.
No, corner. Look the captain. Look him standing right here. I don't believe it, man. No, he's going to chase back to look to get the ball. Come on, you got to lead by example.
It's Crony fighting for all he's worth. Deshaun Howell doesn't look as though he's too interested in receiving that ball up front either. Seems to be a bit of hide and seek here, Keith.
But no. Trev, if you're the captain of a team and you're losing, you still have to show courage and character. You are the captain of the team. All C's. Courage, character, captain. Encourage your players to try to do better. Don't just stand and watch and make fun at the situation. It doesn't make sense. The BDF Sports Program will move to how many points, Trev?
The BDF smiling all the way to the bank, Keith, as they say. A victory gives them the dollars required. And, of course, they were in a spot of bother, actually in 4th before this matchup. 3 points here, and they leapfrog over Ellerton, who are on 21 points, the BDF on 20. At 3 to their 20, they get 23, and they move straight into third position and are perched nicely as the cross-zone matches come to an end, and you're back into the zone where you play all 5 teams in your own zone. They are strategically positioning themselves to make a real run towards the likes of Paradise, who have 24, and Empire, who are perched on 28 points and lead zone number 2 after 11 matches. Here's the BDF. That's the right foot screamer from just about 35 yards out. Comes off the attacker last and over the crossbar. 66 on the clock, Keith. Question for you, which is probably an easy one to answer. They were beaten 9-0 by Paradise. This is the Dames team. Will the BDF get 10 before the 90th minute?
Well, let us put it this way. With 24 minutes gone,
Highly likely, yeah?
it is more than highly likely, because Notre Dame are not even trying to put up a fight. And it's just a matter of time. They will get goal number 9, and then number 10 should be as easy. Look, nobody ain't doing anything whatsoever.
Here's Williams. Will square and a finish.
Just standing
Goal!
up, doing absolutely nothing.
Oh, they're so hungry for it, the BDF. That is Rashad Jules on the score sheet. BDF Sports Program, 9-0 against Clayton Scholatonic Notre Dame. That was cool. It was calm. It was calculated and collected as well. 9. Class and confidence, Keith. Panache and precision. Style and finesse.
All the sweet words.
All the words, Keith.
But Trevor, can you explain to me why the defenders are just standing up? I've never seen nothing like it in my long soccer history. I told you 9th goal was on the doorstep. They could easily get 12. This is not good enough. Surely not good enough.
Definitely not there, Keith. It's worrisome times for the Dames. This defeat, I must say so now, there's no coming back from this. This defeat this evening after 11 games will show that they've only won 2 matches all season long, drawn 2, lost 7.
And I was calling defenders from Notre Dame, the brothers. You know them very well. Frank and Jeffrey Holder. Very, very solid defenders. I do not know what is really going on here tonight at all. Shaben may not be the best technical player we have seen, but he was a destroyer. Yeah. And here they're giving up goal after goal, like, you know, like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, 37 goals against, Keith, at this point in time.
How many?
37. It's 9-0.
You're speaking about dollars to go to the bank. 37 goals given up.
I wish it was. I wish I had that dollars in my pocket. I'll buy
Goodness,
me a nice lunch. Here's Jules. Clean pair of heels. Oh, he turns on the afterburners. Oh, side netting. I was going to say 10, but side netting instead. It is here. It's scoring goals for fun here. The BDS Sports Program, 69 on the clock. Here's Crony. Left foot pass over to that left-hand side. Little turn, little twist and turn there. Very patient build-up here. This is Aaron Leacock coming out of defense and playing that leading ball down the right-hand side. And this is the story of their night, Keith. Passes going astray.
Well, Trevor was sitting up.
Can't put it together.
Sorry about that. I was sitting up, but now I have to sit back. It is almost impossible to believe that I'm seeing this happening here at the Wildy Turf. David Ward has to address this immediately. This is not a training ground situation. The players need to look at themselves in the mirror and say, what have we done here tonight? Absolutely nothing.
Haven't turned up at all. This Clayton Scholatonic Notre Dame Sports Club team, or soccer club. Zone 1, and they're in 5th position. Burdens Hill, at this point, has a better goals against than the Dames at this point in time. And this is crazy stuff here. The only way that Notre Dame remain in this fifth position is because Britain's Hill are stuck on 5 points. Keith, having played their 11 matches, only won 1 game for the season, 2 draws and 8 losses. Goals for 11 goals against 25. And as I said, with this defeat here, before this match, the Dames' goals against was 28. And, you know, 9 more onto that. You see they're in the 30s quite easily. They'll remain in 5th with 8 points. But I'm sure their heads will be down as they head back to the BLACKBIRDS. They'll go there quietly too. They won't want the fans to know that they're back home this evening, because there'll be a hell of a lot of criticism on this performance this evening. This is Marshall with the right foot shot. Not bad effort in the end. Always rising and going over the crossbar. 71 on the clock, Keith. And this is real ominous stuff. Just short of 20 to go. You could put your bottom dollar on it that to continue to play this way, it won't be 9 against Paradise. It'll be the 10 for sure. The decima is called in Spain, Keith. 10 decima.
The thing is that Britain's Hill and Notre Dame are very close neighbors. I do not know what has gone wrong with the football. They were former champions, both of them. Notre Dame more so than Britain's Hill. And to come here night after night and perform like this is not good enough. Definitely not good enough. And even if you have to bring the youth squad to play, then they have to find a way to get better results. I wish them well, because I know that they are capable of performing better than this. But surely, on this night, too many players have just stood and watched, no fight back, nothing at all, and they're just going through the motions.
Yeah, surely going through the motions here. That's a far post ball again, and still no real joy for Dames, because that comes off the head of a striker and over the crossbar again. No real cutting edge to the Dames this evening. And a quick reflection there on then all season long will show that they haven't been good in many of their games. And you would expect a much more improved performance when they go away from here and come back next weekend. It won't be easy, but the Dames fans can only expect them to step up their game. This ball across the box, chance at far post.
Flag is gone up.
Flag is gone up as we say good evening for the final time to my sponsors. That's Spar Sports Gear, the customized sports gear people. 1-246-850-8500 at Sir Patrick Hayward. And Results Auto Shop, the automobile accessories people. 1-246-230-6318. Speak with Ricky Clark. 74 minutes on the clock. 9-0 to the BDS Sports Program over Clayton's Colatonic Notre Dame. And you could almost put your house on it that they'll get the 10th goal. And this will be a real disaster for the Notre Dame team. If they can keep it at 9, Keith, for the next just short of 20 minutes, good job for them. If they can't, then it won't be something that we wouldn't expect to happen anyhow.
Well, Trev, under the present circumstances, the only thing I believe can save Notre Dame from getting 10 goals is if the whistle was to go now. Because a lot of time to go, they're standing still. BDF are coming and coming and coming all the time. And Notre Dame are not fighting and trying to deny them any space to score goals. Here they go again. Ball played through the middle. This must be goal number 10. This is 10.
Sergeant, it is.
This is 10.
Oh, brilliant stuff from him there, Keith. The number 19 opens his body and puts it to the left, this time of substitute keeper for the Dames. This is amazing that they really can't stop this route to chase beaten for the umpteenth time. The current score is double figures at this point in time. The BDS Sports Program 10, Clayton's Colatonic Notre Dame 0 on 75 minutes.
I don't even know who will be the man of the match. 10-0 the scoreline. I don't know who is the man of the match. It is so easy. Trevor, I've never seen nothing like this in the history of my commentating career. I've seen big defeats, but this is not only a defeat, this is an embarrassment. And surely you can get 11 or 12 goals quite comfortable as BDF go forward once again.
So yes, Steve, 10 after 75.
Who are the goal scorers, Trev?
We'll get them confirmed for you because they're racking up like crazy here. I'm sure of it that the likes of Raheem Sargent will probably turn out to be maybe the man of the match. I think he's Bulgy old and Yambai more times than anyone else. Right behind him must be the likes of Rashad Jules as well. So as we look to confirm all of those goal scores for you in the next couple of minutes. What we do know, it is 10, and the BDF are juggling at left back. The ball is being juggled instead of being passed around. So that's the confidence that they have. Marshall looking to get in on the app. He can't. And the BDF coming over their defense now. This is the leading ball here into Leacock, who goes unchallenged, one-on-one. I think he will look to put this on the platter for Williams to finish. Goal! 1-1, 11 goals on the night on 76.5 minutes. The Notre Dame team are being plastered here at the BFA artificial grass surface. Will the classified score at this point in time is BDS Sports Program 11, Notre Dame 0. So for now, we've run out of spaces to put the numbers, Keith. It's 11-0 on 77 minutes.
But I told you that at least 12 goals will be scored. I'll be surprised if they don't get 12 or more, because Notre Dame are not playing. They're just standing still and watching what is going on. What a shame. At the moment, shot comes in, going over the crossbar. 11 goes to 0. And as we go through the last 13 minutes, Notre Dame looking to concede 12. They blocked this one this time. BDF Sports Program shoots it wide. A disaster. Surely a disaster. Embarrassment. And Trevor will give you the man of the match. He has decided that. I give him permission to do that. But this is very, very poor. And surely, the faster the whistle comes to conclude this game, the better for Notre Dame. They have not done themselves any justice at all. Worrying times for the Dames. Ball played infield. One back by BDS Sports Program. Ball played down the left. 3 players have straight offside. The whistle is gone. And no one can tell me what has really gone wrong with Notre Dame. Giving away a goal in the opening 2 minutes. And then since then, they have conceded so many more. Here they come with a shot. Turn away there by Primus. And Notre Dame fans will not be happy about this one. Total embarrassment. And one would want to recognize that having been a champion team for so many years, to come here and play as poorly as they have, one will not even know the correct words to use to speak about this game. Here's Edmé. Plays it short. This is Notre Dame. If they can keep the ball for the rest of the game, would be good for them, because then they will know that no goals have been scored. I can't remember them playing the ball back to the keeper for the night. All the balls that went in the direction of the keeper have gone into the back of the nets. Here we go again. Notre Dame have won a free kick. This will be a good time to play the ball all the way back and run down the clock and kill the time. Surely, one would have to move back to more than the blackboard. They would need a blackboard, a whiteboard, and a blue board to get it right. Trevor, I was just making a stat. You can tell me if I'm right or wrong. And the stat is, I can't remember Notre Dame playing the ball back to the goalkeeper. Trevor is busy confirming who the goal scorers are, etc., etc. Ball played through, BDF was straight offside again. If the commentary seem a bit slow, it's because the game is slow. The game is over a long time. 5 in the first half, 6 in the second half. Can't believe it. I've seen many things in football in Barbados, but never like this. This is not what we expect to see. And with the BFA continue to try to develop the football, the players have got to come out and show a little bit more character, a little more class, a little more pedigree, and at least do their sponsors proud by at least putting their heart and soul into the game. However, if you're preparing your breakfast for the children to go to school tomorrow and everything, let's get some fiber in their soul, keep them fit and healthy. All-rounders, fiber cassava, fiber salt bread, and fiber sandwich bread. Here we go now for the next goal, goal number 12, well saved by the keeper. He has come on, he has given of his best because there's nothing he could have done with any of the goals that has gone in. And surely Notre Dame must know that it is going to take more than a mountain to keep themselves away from the relegation zone, because they are down at the bottom, very close to the bottom, I should say, and truly, truly struggling not to go into the playoffs to avoid relegation. On this performance, one would have to hope and pray that they can get some other players to join them in the next coming weeks to strengthen the team, because this is not good enough as BDS Sports Program go in search of goal number 12 to turn it past the post. This is easier than a Sunday stroll, easier than a practice session, and surely the 12 goal beckons. We're just trying to make sure that we have it correct with the goal scorers, and we're trying to make it sure of the amount of goals that has been scored. Goal coming again, the ball in the back of the net. That is goal number 12. I am speechless. I am at a loss for words, for sure. But that goal came in the 83rd minute. BDS Sports Program 12. Notre Dame 0. This will go down in history as one of the poorest performances ever from a Notre Dame team. One player has gone down. I believe that he has lost his bearings. The medic is not running on. He is jogging on. As we pause for a good cause, 12-0 the scoreline. Give me some time to catch my breath. As we wait, before it gets too late, I hope everyone in Barbados is relaxing, keeping it peaceful and real, because we need peace in the country. We need everyone to come together in harmony. Take it easy. Be your brother's keeper. And most of all, let us share one love. On the football field, it's 12 goes to 0. As Trevor looks to come back to the top in a minute. But we wait to see what will transpire. You're not missing any commentary because the game will start momentarily as we roll inside the last 6 minutes of the game. The ball go down the right. One back by BDF Sports Program. Here we go again. The ball played inside. No one is offside. Goal number 12 has come. The ball has gone wide. Words are hard to come by. It's amazing and astonishing that when this game started at 8 o'clock, we expected a competitive game. But 12-0 the scoreline. 12-0. BDF Sports Program 12. Notre Dame 0. We are inside the last 4 minutes of the game. BDF Sports Program would probably try to play a freeze ball. No, they've lost possession. They've won a free kick, only to give the ball back to Notre Dame. Still BDF Sports Program 12, Notre Dame 0. As we come inside the last 3 minutes of normal time, plus time added on for stoppages. Will they get 13? Will they get 14? Who knows? 12-0 the scoreline, as Trevor will now confirm the goal scores and the man of the match.
Okay, a man with a hat trick then on this evening. Omani Leacock, instrumental in creating a lot of chances here this evening and scoring 3 for himself on 23, 30, and 39 minutes. I think we'll give him the man of the match. Good performances as well from the likes of Rashad Jules. Can't move off of the commentary position without saying so. He's created a lot of chances for the likes of Rashid Williams. Raheem Sargent has had a very good game as well. Leacock, with his nose in front, I would think at this point in time, has done very well for the BDF. And of course, he was not the first person to score. He wasn't the person that scored the first goal either. So you see he's been contributing throughout. That's a wayward pass by Crony. And 12-0 is the score, with goals then from Antonia Arthur. A single goal by him, the Omani Leacock hat trick on 23, 30, and 39. Ronaldo Trim with that blast from the pass, a left foot screamer from 20 yards out on 34 minutes. The 50th minute Rashad Smith finish. Winston Merritt scored an own goal against his beloved Notre Dame. Goals were scored on 60 and 75 minutes by Raheem Sargent. That's a pretty flick there as well on screen. Rashid Williams got into the act, having come on as a substitute. He scored on 77 and 84 minutes, and Rashad Jules as well. He got his lone goal on 67 then. 12 goals for the evening, Keith. And it's really a disastrous performance from the Clayton Scolatonic Notre Dame's team.
You said a disastrous performance, a non-performance. They have not performed.
Okay.
And really and truly, something has to be done. You can't come and play like that here. The fans will never be happy with this. At least show a little spirit, a little courage. Show that your heart is in it. Don't mind you're getting defeated. 5-0 down at halftime. Come out and play with your heart and soul in the second half. Maybe concede a goal or 2. But you can't come back in the second half and concede 7. Not acceptable at all. And surely the Yellow Shirts of Notre Dame looking to concede goal number 13, they've straight offside.
Well, I don't think there'll be many minutes added for stoppages, Keith. It really doesn't make any sense adding what we call insult to injury here. And of course, it wouldn't be doing the game any good either. At 12-0, there's no way they're going to come back. And I'm sure the Danes would want to get out of here as quickly as possible with this 12-0 hiding by the BDS Sports Program. It's the biggest margin of victory for them over a number of seasons. As I said before, the stats will show, these stats complement the CSA as well, that the BDF has played them 6 times within the last couple of years, and the Notre Dame team has not won any It's been 4 victories and 2 draws for the BDF Sports program, having scored 18 and conceded just 2 before this game. Of course, you need to do a little bit more mathematics and realize that 12 and 18 becomes 30, Keith. So 30 goals for, 2 goals against in 7 meetings. And in those meetings, it hasn't been this bad. What has happened is there's been a 6-0 rout earlier in June of 2018 where Dames ran out. In fact, Dames came out trying to play their game, and the BDF spanked them 6-0. In that, Omani Leacock also got a hat-trick of goals. Before that one, it was the 2018 Williams Industries Preseason Cup. The Dames with the 1-1 draw. That was a tight encounter. And we do a hop, skip, and a jump back to 2017, and we see that the BDF ran out 2-0 winners over Dames in the January encounter. This is Zico Edme, shadow of himself, Keith, having scored the majority of goals for Dames last year. How do you ever call in his name this year at present? The 2017 second matchup was a heated affair with both teams having 1 man sent off. Akeen Hill was sent off for the BDF on 78 minutes. 2 yellows and a red. And also following him was Tremaine Cobham. The man of the match performance. Mike, we are looking to give it to Omani Leacock with a hat-trick of goals. He scored the most for his team at this point in time, and he's still contributing into the 90th minute as well. So 0-0 between BDF and Dames just about a year or so ago. Followed for a post ball. That's Williams trying to get his hat-trick as well. The 4-0 drubbing, Keith, back early in the year as well. That 4-0 for the BDF Sports program. So it's, you know, the results continue. A massive 7-1 smashing of the Dames by the BDF Sports program on May 8th of 2016 as well, in which the likes of Shaquille Boyce, as you know, Keith now plays for the Weymouth Wales. He opened the scoring. Then came Rashad Jules, Shaquille Stewart, Raheem Sargent, Jamal Aline, and DeCarlo Jemmett. That is the final whistle, folks, in this one. And the final whistle on, of course, a triple header here at the Barbados Association's Wildy headquarters, in which 3 matches were played. And in those 3 matches, Paradise FC running out 2-0 winners over UWA Blackbirds, who had a man sent off very early in the first half and were able to proceed in that victory, 2-0 over UWA Blackbirds. The Weymouth Wales followed suit with a 2-0 victory again over Youth Milan as well. And the final game of the evening, 12 goals in it, a 12-goal thriller in which the BDF Sports program spanked Notre Dame, Clayton Scholar Tonic Notre Dame, 12-0. High fives all around for the BDF Sports program as Omani Leacock runs away with the man of the match performance. He's followed by a Raheem Sargent brace, as well as Rashid Williams. And of course, there were goals for Antonio Alpha, Ronaldo Trim, Rashad Smith, Winston Mariner scored an own goal against his beloved Notre Dame. And of course, Rashid Williams with the brace of goals, followed by the Raheem Sargent brace and Rashad Jules with the 67th minute finish. 12-0 to the BDS Sports program over Clayton Scholar Tonic Notre Dame. Keith with his final words before we say good evening to the viewing public. Keith?
Well, to the viewing public, good night, and make sure you get it right. Surely a disastrous performance from Notre Dame, but an emphatic performance by the Barbados Sports program. Notre Dame, please go. Prepare to train, because to fail to prepare, you see what happened, you have truly failed.
Well, definitely so. As we say goodnight to my sponsors, Spar Sports Gear, Customized Sports Gear, 1-246-850-8500. Ask for Patrick Hayward, and Results Auto Shop, automobile accessories at your liking. 1-246-230-6318. Speak with Ricky Clark. And from yours truly, Trevor Thorne from Commentator Sports Incorporated, a pleasant night and a fabulous week ahead to you as well. You've been watching for the final time. It's Sunday Night Football, Trident 10 TV's coverage of the 2018-2019 Barbados Football Association's Premier League. Good night and God bless.
Barbados Steel Works, we're more than just steel. Foundation to roof and everything in between. Building or renovating, there is simply no debating. We supply all your construction needs. Visit our store today for a deal. Barbados Steel Works, a name you can trust. Quality material depend on us. Barbados Steel Works, we're more than just steel. Foundation to roof and everything in between. Come to Barbados Steel Works.
This thing in your hand, always in your hand. We looked at how you use it and said, what can we do with that? You can top up, check your account balance, pay your credit card bill, all from your smartphone. Yeah, it's way cooler when you have banking that thinks of you. It starts with you. Scotiabank.
Tanny, Milano, Shoe Locker, and Brands. We're the shoe masters, the best in the land. For all of your family, your feet are in good hands. With Tanny, Milano, Shoe Locker, and Brands. Our 6 stores island-wide, the shoe gold mines. Men, women's, children, enough top lines. Making your feet happy for 40 years plus. Shoes for every occasion, so be sure to visit us. Visit us, visit us, visit us, visit us, visit us. Tanny, Milano, Shoe Locker, and Brands. We're the shoe masters, the best in the land.
This is Kurt Brown, and I love mixing as a DJ and with my go-to drink, Clayton's Cola Tonic. Clayton's mixes with hard or soft. It's your secret and mine what we mix with Clayton's. Change it up depending on the event. I love the energy I get from it to keep me going all night long. Clayton's will know why you're up, and so will I. But your secret is safe. Clayton's Cola Tonic. Take it any way you like.
Yes is a beautiful word. It empowers us. It brings satisfaction. And since you can now earn up to 4% cash back on everyday purchases with Scotiabank Gold MasterCard, that's a lot of satisfaction. Plus, you get a welcome bonus. Scotiabank Gold MasterCard is the card that keeps on giving. So it's easier for you. Say yes to even more cash back. Apply today. Call or visit your nearest Scotiabank branch.
When we are some Johnny Walker, drinking some fire water. When we are some Johnny Walker, drinking some fire water. With a punch in 3-0, when we are some Johnny Walker. Pick up our drinkers in at this place right now. I got all of that yellow wine while I'm drinking some fire water. Energy got me feeling so high.